All right. All right, what's going on, guys? I'm streaming. I'm live right now. Let me see if y'all can see me. Let me make sure I'm on. How's everybody doing? Glad to have everybody in the place. I'm on time. Well, I'm like, a minute late? A minute or two, but I'm on time for the most part. I wanted to be on time tonight. For the family, my computer's still acting a little slow right now, but I'm here. I'm here and I'm gonna make it do what it do with the family. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. Let me look at the room here. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It's December. Hope you guys are getting your Hidden Colors packages for the holidays. All right, people are coming on up in here. We're coming on in the room. That's what's up. All right, what's going on? We here. People are coming on in. Come on in. How y'all doing? I can see y'all. Y'all like my nigga shirt? Somebody gave me this a long time ago. I love this shirt. I was wearing this shirt. I went to Walgreens earlier, and the guy behind the counter was staring at the shirt. I forgot, sometimes you put on clothes, you forget what you have on. I was wondering, a lot of people, whenever I wear this shirt, I forget people be looking at me real weird. So, what the fuck is everybody looking weird for? And then this punk rock brother who works at the store, he mentioned it. I said, oh, that's why everybody's looking at me so funny style. That's why. It was one of these old Hootie and the Blowfish niggas who worked at the store. You know them niggas. And they had like a red mohawk with black fingernails and shit. One of them niggas who listen to Lenny Kravitz and one of them niggas. Like, love your shirt, dude. He talks like that. Talks like a little bally white boy. Love your shirt, dude. I think I know what it means, bro. Oh, okay. All right, brother. Let's ring up this deodorant so I can get the hell on up out of here, though. Man, I'm trying to let the gram know that I'm live. What's up, all the way from Connecticut? Shout out to Connecticut, man. I love Connecticut. I was up there. I went to Yale. I did a lecture up there. A lot of people think that I attended Yale, because there's a lot of information about me that goes out there and it circulates, and then people get shit. Excuse me, people get shit wrong. I did not attend Yale. I did a lecture at Yale. All right. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sneezing and shit. Okay. Let me let the gram know that I'm live so they can come on up in here and get laced up with the rest of the family. Shout out to Minnesota. So you got Ashley over at your crib. Where's Crazy Ashley with the donations? Yeah. Where my Atlanta people? All my Atlanta people, press that letter A. How y'all doing, Atlanta? All my Atlanta people, press the letter A. Understand me? Press the letter A. Because I want to see y'all up in the house in Atlanta in a couple of weeks. So let me let people know. Hey, what's going on? I'm live right now, right here on YouTube. Swipe up and tune in right now. Okay, all right. So, y'all bear with me 1 second. Once I do this, we can get right into it. But meanwhile, go to minkslide.com. Go to minkslide.com, ladies and gentlemen, and get your tickets to join me and Mink Slide live in Atlanta, December 22nd. That's in a few weeks. We're going to have a ball down there in Atlanta. You do not want to miss that. You guys are going to be a part of music history. You dig? Do I whip my boys? No, I really don't whip my children. I don't really beat on my children. I've never done that. I don't do that. Some people say that my children are spoiled. That's especially Mateo's ass. He's very spoiled, but I don't believe in that, just beating the shit out your kids. Black children are going to have a difficult enough time out here anyway. I want them to enjoy their childhood. That's the thing. I want my children to enjoy their childhood. I don't want it to be peppered with beatings or anything that can be misconstrued as abuse. You know, children should be able to enjoy life. Niggas be on my nose. Black people, I gotta prepare him for the real world out here. No, what you want to do is deprive them of a goddamn childhood. Let them have a childhood. You ain't got to be beating up on kids all the time. You dig? Because then you have a bunch of grown. That's the problem. We got a bunch of grown ass Negroes out here who were never afforded a lifestyle as a child. So you got grown ass fucking kids out here. That's the problem. That's why we got old goofy niggas internet trolling. Let me tell you something. If you don't complete something, you're going to repeat it. I want y'all to really feel me on that. If you do not complete something, you will repeat it. You have to complete certain stages in your life. You have to go through the stage of you being a child. You have to go through that. You have to experience that. You understand? You got to go through stages. And a lot of people who are deprived of that, it fucks them up psychologically. Just like Michael Jackson is a great example. You know, his whole thing, he was deprived of a childhood. So he was, as an adult, he's hanging with kids. And I'm not saying he molested any kids because a lot of that shit was bogus, but just the fact that he was around kids as an adult, he thought it was innocent, which it was for the most part, but they used that to flip on him. You understand? They used that to flip on him. He got roller coasters and llamas and shit at the crib. And, it's cute. It's like, hey, I'm a kid, I'm a child. We're like a big old playground. And people are like, okay, we can finesse this and work this to our advantage. So we got to be in a position where we get certain things, certain stages of our lives complete so that when we get into adulthood, that's something that we can fall into and be ready for it and embrace adulthood. When I was a kid, I had a great time as a child. When I was a teen, I had a great time as a teen. And I'm like, okay, I don't have to go back to that. I don't have to relive that. I did what I had to do as a teen, had a great time. That was fun. Now the next stage. So you embrace being an adult. See, black folks, we got this childlike thing. You talk to the average Negro now, it's a motherfucker 40, 50 years old, sound like you're talking to a 12-year-old. Their level of attention, niggas be confused and lost. You understand? And that's a fairly new thing. That's why if you look at old footage of black people from back in the day, black people, you see young black people who are pretty intelligent. Let's go back to the 60s. In the 60s, you would see some of those young brothers, some of the young revolutionaries, Black Panthers, people like Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton was like 19, spitting fire, young dude. Talking real shit, real grown man-ass talk. You dig? Because back then, people, you were allowed to have a childhood, and then when you grow up, you were expected to be a man. You were expected to be a woman. You were expected to handle your business. A childlike acting black person as an adult, it wasn't accepted because nobody was going to support you. That was the thing. Nobody's going to support some old goofy nigga. Back then, who's going to support you? That's when there was somewhat of a code within black society. Somewhat. We still, we lack a code to this day. My sister Jade out of New York, she's up there in Brooklyn. Our sister, let me post this video up. We got a lot to talk about tonight, by the way. We got a lot to talk about. But, hold on. Let me post this video up. This is my sister Jade up there in Brooklyn. She's she's on the necks of those Asian nail shop owners who's up there beating up sisters. And, the police are still up there trying to run people away to stop them from G-checking those store owners. The police, they're still up there fucking around. And, Jade is one of the people on their necks. She's out there handling that. and they're filming these game goofy Negroes who's going up in the shop, still getting their nails done. Hold on. Wait.
Michael St. Lynn is open for business. You have black people who are walking by on the street, running inside, giving him a hug, and not, taking into consideration that this establishment has abused 3 black women and they have not served any justice and we don't want giving him a hug.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. 1 second, hold on. Okay, there's an echo there. Sorry about that. There's an echo there. Hold on, let me play it again.
26 Nostrand Avenue, the Happy Red Apple Nail Salon. Michael St. Lynn is open for business. You have black people who are walking by on the street, running inside, giving him a hug, and not, taking into consideration that this establishment has abused 3 black women and they have not served any justice and we don't want them here. So this is an issue that we have. We're talking about organizing and getting free from oppression and liberating ourselves and empowering ourselves and building up our own. We have some of our own that will continue to support the oppressor.
Okay. I wanted y'all to see that. That's our sister Jade, good sister up there in Brooklyn. Love Jade. She's doing good work. Now, Jade hit me up privately. She was telling me about some of those coons that's going up in that shop. Do you know the majority of people who still going up in that shop are those Caribbean immigrants? As a matter of fact, I'm hearing that the Asians are paying some of the Caribbean immigrants to come up there and act like everything is all good. They're giving them stacks to go up there and kind of spread the word that the Asians are cool. They're paying some of these Caribbean coons up there in Brooklyn. Listen, family, because I was on my live last night on Instagram. I had a Somalian brother call up. Oh, you hard on us. Look, I'm not hard. I love my brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa. I love you. I love my brothers and sisters in all the Caribbean islands. I love you. I got respect for you. But one thing we're not going to allow Africoons and Coonribians to come over here and get a pass for their damn fuckery. We got a lot of coons from Africa who immigrate over here. I know I've been hard on the African and the Caribbean immigrants, but we have a lot of Coonribians who's coming over here. We need to identify the people who ain't on code. We're going to have to start identifying people who are not on code and make them pariahs of black society. I'm looking at a lot of Coonribians who come over here and immigrate first and second generation who are so off code, they're actually against us. These Coonribians, and I ain't talking about all Caribbeans, I'm talking about the Coonribians who's been vetted and allowed over. They have the same anti-black American views as the dominant society. So when we say some of our own, they look like us, but in here, they're like, I am not like them niggas. They somebody else in here. We're going to have to identify these folks. We're going to have to vet these people. We're going to have to be careful with bringing them into any type of empowerment discussion because we don't need them to infiltrate and sabotage. Somebody said DJ Academic. He's a Caribbean second gen. He's with the bullshit. There's a whole bunch of them. When I always point out, when you look at black media, the traditional black media that you see online, most of it is from the Caribbean community or the African immigrant community. World Star was started by Caribbean immigrant. That DJ Academic with all his fuckery, that's a Caribbean immigrant, second gen, I think. These TV shows, Love and Hip Hop, Mona Scott is Haitian. Gossip and Madame Noir, those African immigrants run that, along with White Mommy, White Daddy. You dig? Shade Room, African immigrants. These are facts. Media takeout, African immigrant. He's from Kenya, Uganda, or some shit. You see a pattern here? All this shit with negativity towards the descendants of African slavery here, Native Black Americans, is just complete niggatry and fuckery. And I noticed something. What made me peep this out, all these, and I talked about this before, Jesus and Miro, again, all of these entities that I pointed out, I would notice a pattern. This is what put me up on game. And if you look at the Root and the Griot, most of those writers, you look at those last names, those are African immigrants too. But again, I look at patterns, and when I see the same pattern happening over and over again, I'm like, oh, what's going on? I would notice these entities that I named would have so much anti-Black American propaganda, but whenever they talked about Africans, it would always be some glowing representation. I peeped that, especially with the Shade Room. I would peep that. The Shade Room has all types of gossip, nigga shit. And also the Shade Room, I had a little controversy with them some years back. I wanted to advertise Hidden Colors on there. They really didn't want to do it. They kind of reluctantly did it. They had like a little internal conversation. I'm like, whenever people got a bug up their ass about promoting anything positive and Black, that's a red flag right there too. Shade Room did not want to promote Hidden Colors. I paid them. And they still didn't really want to do it. You understand? I never forgot about that. They reluctantly did it. But I noticed they show a lot of niggatry on these websites and these pages. But when they show Africans on the continent, they're always making these glowing posts about African weddings. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. They would go out of their way to make these glowing posts about Nigerian weddings, Kenyan weddings, and all this stuff. I'm like, well, they go out of their way to not show Africans on the continent fucked up in any shape, way, or form. Have I seen the Meek Mill interview? What interview did Meek Mill do? In World Star, my God. You dig? World Star, my God. Yeah, World Star is really frequented by white supremacists. They love that. But I have not seen a Meek Mill interview. I don't know what interview you're talking about. But you watch that. Look at how these African and Caribbean immigrants, not all of them, but the ones that are vetted and the ones that have coon parents, Candace Owens, her family are some Caribbean immigrants. I found that out. Candace Owens, her family come from the Virgin Islands somewhere. My band is slim. Yes. Oh, our band is tight. The Mink Slide band, we gonna rock that shit out down in Atlanta. We got this shit tight. But yeah, you look at the show Insecure, and the show Insecure, when you look at it, they take their little jabs at Black Americans. But look at a lot of these people, these Caribbean Coon-Ribians and some of these immigrants or second-gen immigrants, they come over here and there's a very condescending attitude towards Black Americans, Native Black Americans. What's that chick, Amanda Seals? The real corny, light-skinned chick? She's on that bullshit. She's really, you know how goofy and unfunny she is, but she has a very condescending disposition towards Black Americans. That chick Lovey, we've all called her out with her anti-Black American hatred. All of these people, notice all these Black media outlets that I've named, they don't promote Hidden Colors. These are supposed to be Black media outlets that speak on what's happening in Black society. Every one of these people that I've named, they have gone not only out of their way to not promote Hidden Colors, which is the biggest Black American, not Black American, but the biggest Black documentary series ever. There's no other documentary series as big as Hidden Colors. Nowhere. You can't name it because Hidden Colors is it. None of these people promote that, which we don't need. I'm not saying we need it. We don't need it. Our shit is, we are bigger than them. But the fact that they don't promote that lets you know their mentality. Not only do they not promote it, they go out of their way to try to shit on it. You dig? They go out of their way to try to shit on it. You dig? Yeah, they don't want to burn bridges with Zaddy. That shows you when these niggas don't want to speak truth to power, there's a Zaddy. Because they get their money from Zaddy. They get their money from Zaddy. What's up, Pan? What's your name, Pan? Afro Kanam? You said, I'm reaching. How am I reaching, sir? Let's break it down. Y'all deleted his message. That's good. Oh, is he hate? Okay, there you go. I'm telling truth to power. And I know a lot of Caribbean coons and Africans, they get offended by that, but we're going to have to be on that level where we're going to just G-check everybody because too many of y'all are coming over here doing little underhanded shit. Like up in Brooklyn, these Asians out here beating up sisters, and these Caribbean coons, you don't look at yourself as one of them. You don't look at yourself as another black American. You think you something else. So this is why you can step over them and be like, okay, well, I want my nails done. I ain't like that nigga. You dig? Because you think you something else. And a lot of Somalians are like that. A lot of folks are on that bullshit who look like us. Shout out to POV Hilarious D. Black Civil War against the Coons is a must. My man. Everybody, I need y'all to follow my brother POV Hilarious D. Follow his YouTube channel. Follow my brother's channel. Oh yeah, Zaddy, stay lurking all in our business. Did you guys see the fight? Did you guys see the fight? Last night with Wilder and Tyson Fury. Very good fight. Very good fight. Very, very good fight. Some of y'all saw it? Okay. Now, the Mayonnaise Militia, boy, they're running around talking, because the fight, for those who didn't see the fight, Tyson Fury, he's a guy, he's a British guy. Is he from Britain? One thing about Tyson Fury, they keep trying to throw his ethnicity out there, talking about he's a gypsy. This is a white dude. And he's the great white hope. He's the great white hope. Somebody's talking about Fury outboxed Wilder. So it ended up as a tie. It was a draw. He's Irish. Fury is Irish. He's British Irish, one of them things, but they keep talking about, well, he's a gypsy and he faced discrimination. Stop it. So he's the great white hope. He's the great white hope. And Fury held his own. I give him your props. He held his own. He was eating some of them punches. He held his own. He held his own. But to say, oh, he just outclassed Wilder, bullshit. Let's stop. He didn't outclass Wilder, or he outboxed. No, he didn't. Stop that. Fury is 6'9". So the problem was, it wasn't what Fury was doing. It was what Wilder wasn't doing. Wilder kept trying to get him with that right, and Wilder just kept missing because this motherfucker's so long and tall. So he had a big reach on Wilder, but his little Tyson Fury's punches didn't affect Wilder. He never knocked him down, didn't bruise him up. His hits weren't even effective like that. You dig? So he had a longer reach. He had a longer reach. His arms are longer. So Wilder just kept trying to get him with that right, and he just kept missing. So it wasn't like, oh, he just outboxed him. No, Wilder just kept missing this big motherfucker. You dig? But Wilder's long, not Wilder, but Fury's, that nigga's arms are long as shit. Big, long, giant ass arms and shit. And still couldn't do any damage to Wilder. And the thing is, Wilder, I think Fury got like 13 more punches when you looked at the scorecard. He got more, like 13 more punches than Wilder's. That's a very narrow margin when you look at it. And I ain't taking away nothing from the dude. I mean, Fury held his own. Fury held his own. He didn't outbox him. He just held his own. See, they always grade, they grade their guys with a curve. Now, Wilder knocked this motherfucker down twice. He knocked this motherfucker down twice. Don't come to me talking about how Fury outboxed somebody and you end up on your ass twice. If you're on your ass twice, you didn't outbox nobody. Not only that, let's just be real. When y'all stop listening to Zaddy with the I might not say so shit. In that 12th round, when Wilder bopped that nigga and he fell to the pavement, to the canvas, that was a damn knockout. That was a knockout. The ref threw him a bone. He got saved by that damn ref, and you know it. That ref took his, with that slow-ass long count. Man, he sat up there. He should have got a pillow and some blankets if he gonna let him take a nap like that. Fuck out of here, dude. They threw him a bone. Then when he finally stumbled up, the ref kind of gave him some more time to check on him. He had a wellness assessment. They threw him a bone. That shit should have been a knockout right there. And you niggas know it. Ain't nobody reaching for nothing. I got the mayonnaise militia up here. Yeah, the ref just taking his time to count. The ref looking around. 1, 2. He's really taking his time. Man, please. Come on. With that slow-ass count, and they gave him a chance to regroup. They gave him a chance to regroup, man. Dude, by the time he stumbled on his feet, and the ref still kind of gave him a few more seconds to let him get himself together. Come on. Come on. Don't tell me about somebody getting outboxed and the ref is throwing you a bone. Well, technically, he was rising to his feet. Well, technically, the count starts when the rep starts. So now we start hearing all these technicalities and shit. Now we got to hear about all these technicalities. No, Shaheem, I ain't reaching for stars. Don't tell me about somebody, Fury outboxed somebody and he on his ass twice. He outboxed somebody and you get knocked all on your ass twice. None of his punches affected Wilder like that. Come on. You dig? That was a damn knockout. And y'all niggas know it. That was a damn knockout. You dig? Yeah, that was a long count. Man, you see people get knocked out like that, they'll look at it and be like, hey, this thing is over. Man. But he's the great white hope. Oh, the mayonnaise militia, they've been playing the race card heavy because I've been talking about the fight just like everybody else, and I haven't mentioned anything about race on Twitter. But when I talk about the fight, and I'm talking about the long count, I'm just talking about facts. I'm talking about this motherfucker getting knocked down and all this shit. The mayonnaise militia starts getting frustrated. They're like, well, this ain't about race. Who said it was about race? Race is on your mind. Race is on your mind. I haven't talked about Kareem Hunt yet. Give me time, brother. We here. Walk with me. Walk with my journey, brother. We going there. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Man. Fury got, real talk, Fury got laid out. Fury got laid out, dude. He had time to regroup. They gave him time to regroup. They trying to make it seem like, oh, he got up victorious. Oh, stop. They're trying to make him Rocky Balboa. They're trying to make him Rocky Balboa. That motherfucker was asleep for about 7 seconds. He don't even know how he got up. He didn't even know where he was when he got up. He's stumbling around. He didn't even know where he was. That's my thing. You know, they grade their guys on a curve. I've been hearing all the splaining. Oh, well, he did great for somebody who was on drugs. He did great for somebody who ain't been in the ring and blah, blah, blah. He did great for somebody who's rusty. He did great for oh, he outclassed him. He didn't outclass you. He sat up there, his big long arm ass sat up there making faces, licking out his tongue, just clowning. And it outboxed nothing. I know I should ask Rock Newman. I should ask Rock Newman. I look extra handsome tonight. Well, damn it, I feel it, sweetie. I feel it. And that's why you need to come to Atlanta to see all my handsomeness live on stage at the Mink Slide concert. I'm going to work my handsomeness. You dig? But yeah, they trying to act like them 2 knockdowns don't mean nothing. Yeah, Fury did land more punches. He landed more punches. He did. He landed 13 more punches. That's a narrow margin. He landed 13 more punches. That's a narrow margin, okay. But Wilder landed the most significant punches that knocked him on his ass. Twice. You dig? All y'all women say I look good. Well, you buy y'all tickets to the Mink Slide concert then. Y'all talking about how goddamn good I look. Buy the tickets to the Mink Slide concert. Let's make this thing, let's make it a movement. Shit. But, like, yeah, they keep trying to act like them knockdowns didn't happen. No, bro, the fucking knockdowns don't mean nothing, dude. That's not how boxing works, dude. But that's not how boxing works. A knockdown is only 2 points, bro. It's only 2 points. Boxing is all about the grading and the score, dude. You dig? So yeah, they're all over the place. They all over. But then the mayonnaise militia. Oh, Fury got robbed, dude. He was robbed. How he got robbed and he on his ass? How your boy got robbed and he laying down taking a nap? He got robbed and he's laying on his ass. Boy, y'all show give each other y'all grade on a curve. You did good fight though, good fight, and I ain't taking nothing away from Tyson. I ain't taking away. He can brawl. He can brawl. I give him that. He can brawl. Some of those rounds, he was winning some of those rounds. I give him that. He was winning some of those rounds. I give him that. You dig? I give him that. He won some of those rounds. I'll concede to that. But y'all better concede to that damn ass whooping in that 12th. He got his ass washed. He got washed. And then they threw him a bone. So don't tell me about somebody who outboxed somebody and they had to throw you a bone. People are saying he looked like he was coked up. I was thinking the same thing. I know that this dude has had a problem with drug testing. There's some controversy about that with this dude. I ain't saying that he was coked out or whatever, but a lot of folks said it looked like, he might have been on the narcotic or something. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying that. Even without that, I'm not going to sit up and pretend that when Fury got knocked out, not just knocked down, I ain't going to pretend that they ain't sitting up here giving this dude a wellness assessment, giving him time to get it together. You dig? Let's not pretend they didn't throw him a bone right there, giving him time to get his mind right before he got the rest of that work. They let him regroup. They let old dude regroup. They gave him a long count and let him regroup. He's admitted to drug and alcohol addiction. All right. Yeah. Man. And another thing I want y'all to peep out. They kept talking about, because they had the fight out here at the Staples Center in LA. And a lot of the audience, they were rooting for Tyson Fury, as opposed to Wilder, the American fighter. See, this is why I tell you about that fake patriotism people be having. And the media tried to lie, even during the fight. They kept trying to lie, talking about, well, there's a lot of fans over here from Britain. Swarthy one, you keep lying to yourself, okay? Let's keep it real. When you laying on your ass, you didn't outbox nobody. You can tell that lie until you blue in the face. Facts are facts. Y'all can sit up and talk about how Tyson Fury outboxed somebody, but there are no pictures of Wilder on his ass. There are no pictures of Wilder on his ass. There's pictures of Tyson on his ass. I watched the fight. Yes, I did watch it. Yes, I did. And like I said, I concede to some of those rounds going to Fury. Fury was doing his thing. He held his own. The problem was, it wasn't that he was fighting so phenomenally. The problem was Wilder kept missing. He kept trying to use that right, and that's his trump card, that right. He kept trying to use it, and Fury could see it coming from a mile away. That's the problem. He doesn't know how to conceal that right. That's the problem with Wilder. I would love. I'm gonna call my man Rock Newman, and I'm gonna have him on to chop up game about it and get his assessment of it. And again, dude, Fury, Wilder busted his nose, man. But the rematch, you know what? Let me try to call Rock Newman now. The rematch is going to be a mug. The rematch is going to be a monster. The rematch is going to be a monster. That thing is going to be huge. That thing is going to be huge. Let me see if Rock is up. Hold on 1 second here. I'm texting him. Hold on, guys. Fine, hold on 1 second. I'm texting him to see if he's up because he's in DC, and I know it's like, 10, almost 11 o'clock out there? So hopefully, if he hits me back, I'll call him. But Rock Newman's probably somewhere in his silk pajamas, chilling, watching Housewives of Atlanta. I know. I know y'all DC folks go to sleep early out there. You dig? And then there's some people, you know, like Lennox Lewis. He said that Fury should have won, but Lennox Lewis, from what I understand, ain't he like a hater of Wilder? He don't like Wilder anyway. So Lennox Lewis, he kind of have a bug up his ass about Wilder? You dig? And I think Floyd Mayweather, I don't know what Floyd's opinion. I heard that he said that Fury should have got it. Yeah. But Lennox Lewis always been a hater. So is Lennox Lewis is on the train. Lennox be soft shoeing. Uh-oh. Let me see. Somebody donated 20 to the Melanoid Ministry. Shout out to Live Hip Hop Daily. Y'all say what's up to Live Hip Hop Daily. Shout out to them. Okay, so Rock didn't hit me back, so Rock is probably chilling. Yeah, Rock is probably in for the night, but I would love to get his opinion about it. I would have loved to get his opinion about it. So Lennox Lewis is on the train. Oh yeah, Lennox Lewis is a Brit. Yeah. I forgot he is. He is British. So you know, Lennox ain't trying to mess up those tea and crumpets mixed with butter biscuits over there. He ain't trying to mess up with those English muffin biscuits. He ain't trying to mess that up. Yeah. Lewis is a supporter of Wilder? Okay, because I heard that, you know, Lewis has always kind of talked a little greasy about Wilder. I don't know. This is why I'm asking. Oh, Mike Tyson hates Wilder, not Lewis. Okay. Man. All right, we in here heavy. But again, I can't wait to see the rematch of that. The rematch of that is going to be popping. You know, the Me Too movement, they're trying to Me Too Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is that, speaking of a Tyson? Neil deGrasse Tyson. They're trying to Me Too him now. Speaking of Tyson, they're saying Neil deGrasse they trying to get him on some sexual harassment. They're trying to get him. So we have Ray Lewis. Oh, Lord. Lord. Mac 209. What's not my lane, Mac 209? Anonymous nigga. What's not my lane? Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is it deGrasse or deGrasse? Okay. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, my man, they trying to Me Too him. They're talking about there's allegations of sexual harassment, and we talked about how the Me Too movement, they're skipping over a lot of the white cats and going after the brothers. They're gonna find. Look, they tried to get Todd Bridges. I mean, on some old shit. They had one woman talking about on an episode of Different Strokes when her and Todd were 13 and 14. He tried to kiss her, and she's still traumatized from the early 80s. I mean, so they're reaching with this shit. So now, with Neil deGrasse Tyson, they're trying to Me Too him. They're getting at a space nigga. They're getting at niggas from outer space. This man is an astronomist. This man deals with the universe, planetary entities, outer space. They're getting at space niggas. Damn. They're getting at niggas in outer space. You can't even go to Mars without somebody saying that you tried to touch a Martian's pussy. Damn. Y'all saying is Neil Tyson, is he on the train? Because I think we reached out to him to be in one of the Hidden Colors, and he declined. So I always felt a certain way about that. I felt a certain way about that. I think it was him. He declined. We reached out to a few people. He declined because I kind of like the dude. But is he on the train? Has he been on the train? Do we have a coon on the moon? Is Neil deGrasse Tyson a coon on the moon? I said astronomist. I didn't say no astronomist. What the fuck? I know how to say astronomist. I would say astrologist, but he's an astronomist, right? Is it astronomy or astrology? Astrology is the weather, right? And astronomy is outer space. Help me get it right. But my man, they got a coon on the moon. Damn. This brother was on the moon with it. And they said, come on, coon, get off that moon. We got you. Astrophysicist. So he's an astrophysicist, astronomer. Okay, I mean, we can split hairs if it's an astrophysicist, an astronomer. The nigga is dealing with outer space. All right? There's a space nigga. So he's been a coon? I don't know now. But damn. Niggas can't even go out of space now before they get you. They're going to come back and say, hey, Neil deGrasse Tyson and E.T. used E.T.'s finger to touch my titties. Damn. Oh, you ain't safe. What's up, Lance? What's up, Lance? He's a very smart brother. Very bright brother. Very bright brother. Yeah, somebody, is he a coon? Where's the coonin? Where's the coonin? But this goes into the theme of the show tonight. Where are we safe from racism? Can you walk away from racism? And I ask that question because of the altercation that happened. What's up, Vanessa Bowden? Atlanta loves me, and I love Atlanta. That's why we're going to be out there in a couple of weeks. Loving on you. We're going to be out there heavy. And y'all better get your tickets. Minkslide.com. Y'all see those links below right there? Y'all see those links under me? Y'all click that. And everybody, while we're in a clicking mood, because we're going to get deep right about now. We're going to get deep right now. Hit that like button, and everybody hit that subscribe button right now. As a matter of fact, let's get up to over 1,000 likes right now, and everybody hit the subscribe button right now. Everybody hit that like and the subscribe button right now. All right? Let me know you're in here. All right? Let's get that going. There you go. Let's hit the likes. Let's get over 1,000 likes, and then we'll go and proceed. But we heavy in here tonight. And everybody hit that subscribe button too. Let's get over 1,000 likes in here to show people how we doing it. There we go. Let's get over. Let's get it. We can do it. We got damn near 5,000 people in here. Let's do that thing live. Let's get this thing pop-a-lopping. All right, there we go. We're over 1,000. There we go. We got time. We got time today. And while I'm talking, y'all go ahead and go to minkslide.com and get y'all tickets to join us in Atlanta. That's what y'all do. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm going to look up and see if I can find the video of Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt. I said Kareem Cunt. Kareem Hunt. Played for the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs. There was an altercation earlier this year where, and I want to play the video, and I don't want the edited version of it. I want to play the video all the way through. There was a an altercation that he had at a hotel. It looked like, was it a hotel? It was a hotel, right? In what city was it in? Was it in Ohio? Was it in Cleveland? Where did this happen? By the way, family. Now, where did this happen? I want to get all my facts together. I'm going to play the video in 1 second. Let me post it up. Let me download it. Then I'm going to play it. So he's like one of the best runners in the game. Yeah, he gets a lot of props. Very thorough dude. It was a hotel in Cleveland. He's from Cleveland. Okay, it was in Cleveland. It was at a hotel or an apartment in Cleveland. Was it a hotel or an apartment? It was a hotel. Okay. Shout out to my Cleveland family. It was in Cleveland. A hotel in Cleveland. Okay. So what happened was Kareem and some of his buddies, they were out, I think, at some bars or whatever, and they invited some females, some white girls to come through. And some of the girls, one of them must have been acting weird because they didn't want her to come on through. It's a condo at a hotel. Okay. So it's a hotel condo. Okay. So one of the women, her name was Abigail something. That's the white supremacist female who was drunk, and they were under drinking age. She was like 19, and something about the woman, they didn't want her up in the spot. They wanted her to leave. They like something, just the vibe ain't right. She underage. She's not underage, but she's under drinking age. They were doing underage drinking. They're like, we don't like this chick's vibe. So they didn't want her to come through. They're like, okay, y'all just go ahead and go into the crib. So instead of the white supremacist female leaving, she's standing outside his door. Looked like she's trying to get in from what they're describing. And she's yelling nigga, calling them all types of niggas and fucking niggas outside their door for like 30 minutes. So they come out, and then she tries to run up on Kareem. He pushes her away. Then she hits him in the face. And then people are pulling folks away from each other, but Kareem never beat that woman up. The only thing he did at the end, he kicked her in the shoe. But the media got it, and they were like, Kareem Hunt brutalizes a woman because she's white, so they really put extras on it. He brutalized her. He beat her. And if you look at the video, somebody said, why not call hotel security? Great question. I'm going to get on that. Because most likely they did. And I think they called the police too because the police did show up. Somebody said that she spit in his face. She was the aggressor. She was the aggressor. And he kicked her shoe very softly. He could have really did damage if he wanted to. He didn't hit that woman other than kicking her shoe at the end. There's no brutality. He didn't beat her up. And I'm going to play the video. Let's play the video. Okay? We'll just look at the damn video. And see, that's why we have to look at things on our own and make our own assessment and not let the dominant society use propaganda and lie. Because to say that he brutalized that woman is a damn lie. That's a lie. That's a goddamn lie. Hold on 1 second. Why is my shit? Hold on. Okay. Why don't I see my desktop? Hold on. Y'all bear with me. For some reason, I can't see my desktop. There you go. All right. All right. So this is it right here. All right. Okay. That's Kareem Hunt telling her to get the hell on. She's running up and walking up on him aggressively. He pushes her away. Here she hits him in the face. And this woman attacked other people before the shit started rolling. So she's still coming at him. His friends are trying to get her to go on somewhere. Now they bump into her. Kareem is not hitting her, all right? Kareem did not hit her. Now I think that's Kareem's chick right there, the other white girl. So this is another angle. The white supremacist female is trying to hit him again and calling him nigger and all this stuff. She's still trying to walk up on him. Now she hit somebody else. She hit that dude. She fell down. Nobody hit her. Everybody just kind of bumped into each other and she fell down. They're pushing people away. So this is Kareem. He's going to come kick her shoe. So this is the brutalization right here. He kicked her shoe and that's it right there. So that's the brutalization right there. All right? So that's the video you saw with your own eyes. The woman she wasn't brutalized. She wasn't brutalized. You dig? Now, of course, the mayonnaise militia. Oh my God. He should be fired. You don't ever hit a woman. Oh my God. And he's not even hitting her in this video. He kicked her shoe. And the mayonnaise militia, they're just go up in arms. Oh, this is preposterous. You don't ever hit a woman. And we point out, wait a minute, you don't hit women. What about all these black women who get the shit beat out of them by these white males and Asian males on a weekly basis? What's up with that? It's still a bad look. We're going to get on that bad look thing. But we're talking about the mayonnaise militia. They were like, well, you don't ever hit a woman. Well, what about all these women who get beat up by race soldiers and Asian men in these nail shops and beauty supply stores? What's up with that? You guys always seem to justify that. And we're showing videos of the mayonnaise militia beating up sisters, white men beating up sisters. And I had some white women tell me, well, the black girl was resisting. So now it's okay to beat up a woman. You just said you don't beat up no woman at all. See, they start moving the goalpost around when it comes to them and us. So now, when the white people, you don't ever hit no white woman. Now, you beat up a 15-year-old black girl. Well, she should have listened and not resisted. So now you got justification for that. You understand? And I say, you punish him, Kareem Hunt, the same way you punish all the whites and Asians. Punish them the same way. Yeah, he got fired from the team. Yeah, he got fired from the team. So punish him the same way you punish everybody else. You did? And the problem I really have, because the mayonnaise militia, they're going to be who they are. They're always going to say dumb shit, contradictory nonsense, shit that don't make no sense. But when you have black folks trying to echo the words of the mayonnaise militia, now you niggas sound dumb. I heard a lot of black folks saying some shit, trying to echo the words of Zaddy and Mommy, talking about, well, man, and even people in this room, man, that's a bad look. Kareem should have just walked away. I kept seeing a lot of Negroes talk that, and it was always some money attached to it. Negroes talking about, man, with all that money, he got millions to lose. I would have just walked away. Man, he shouldn't have did all that. You got all those millions. I'd just walk away. If it were me, I'd just walk away. And I say to you Negroes, how do you walk away from racism? That wasn't a walk away situation because he had already walked away. Even the mayonnaise militia was talking about, well, he should have walked away. None of the responsibility is on her. Because I've asked the mayonnaise militia, Okay, you saying he should have walked away. She's outside of his door yelling nigger for 30 minutes, banging on the door trying to get in. She's drunk. She's trespassing. How come she didn't walk away? Why isn't that she need to get the fuck on somewhere? It's never, the white supremacists are never in the wrong. They ain't never supposed to do nothing. Your reaction to white supremacy, your reaction is the thing that's always questionable. You did the wrong thing to react to something that should not have happened anyway. Walked away. Niggas trying to get butter biscuits from Zaddy. Do you understand? The man didn't want the woman in his spot. He was in his place. She's outside of his place banging on the door yelling nigger. Listen, the police were already called. If a white woman yelling nigger in a hallway in the middle of the night, you know the cops are already coming. But he ain't should have called the police. The police are already coming. So now this fool is knocking on his door. So now he knows what needs to be done. You got to go out here and talk to the cop before she starts lying. He knows that he has to go out here and talk to the police before she starts lying and say that she got raped or some shit. So that's why he came back out. He knew, let me go out here before they come in here with guns blazing based on this crazy ass white supremacist female saying some bullshit. So they were waiting on the police to come. The police were already coming. And niggas talk that, man, you better call the police. Police don't magically show up in 2 seconds. So the police were called. The police came and the police saw all the shit that happened. They got witness statements and they said, okay, well, we ain't gonna charge him because it was basically self-defense. They saw what was happening. They saw the drunk ass white supremacist racist chick. They knew she was on some bullshit. That's why they didn't charge him or nothing. So the police did come. But understand this. Black folks, stop being cowardly and trying to come up with these asinine reactions to white supremacy. There are no real reactions that's going to be applicable to keep us safe from white supremacy. Man, it was me. I would have just walked away. Walked away where? Where you gonna walk, niggas? Let me talk to y'all walk away niggas, because that's that Selma talk. That Selma really is Selma talk. You ain't walking nowhere away from white supremacy. Man, he should have went in his room and just shut the door. He did go in his house and shut the door. She was still out there and the cops were coming. So that woman, and she already said her side of the story, they already knew what it was. Let me show y'all what she said. Hold on. Because she went into her crying Becky mode. Let me show y'all what let me find it on here. Let me find it on here. I'll play it on here. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Because he had to come out because this is the white supremacist female. Hold on. Okay, this is them talking to the police.
Right. Mr. Fred. Okay, do you have your ID?
So we're sitting outside of the hotel, just minding our own business, trying to find out how we're gonna get home. I'm calling my friends from Cleveland because I'm from Berea. I'm trying to find a way home, and this girl comes outside, like, what the fuck, starts coming at me, that blonde girl. Like, why are you sitting out here? Like, what are you doing? Go home. I'm like, we're trying to find a way home. I'm sorry.
Fake as hell.
Like, I don't know why you're coming at me, blah, blah, blah. And then he comes outside. First of all, he's calling his friends who are sitting down here.
He's what?
Kareem, his name.
Okay, cool.
I just met him today, the person who assaulted me. Like, I mean, he shoved me, he pushed me. Like, you can watch the videotapes, which I would like to see. That's possible. Also, I came down here after and I asked the front desk clerk in the white shirt if I could call 911. I'm I'm not sure if that's against the law to deny that to a person at the front desk of a hotel. I asked him 3 separate times, and he said, "That's what you get for being a slut." And wouldn't let me call 911. Meanwhile, Kareem, the person who assaulted me, had my phone. I had no way of calling.
Okay, that's your phone.
Yes, they got it back for me. So.
Fake.
You confronted Kareem?
Okay. I wanted to show the part where she said, where's that part? Hold on. Okay, I wanted to show the part where she said, they got mad and made us leave because my friend didn't want to have sex. So they tried to come up with some fake rape scenario almost. She told the police that they got mad because they didn't want to have sex with Kareem's friend. So we already knew where they were going with that. With those fake fucking tears, all the whole splaining. We were just sitting here. She was standing outside the door yelling nigga. She wasn't just sitting there in the hallway outside this man's spot. Lying her ass off. No, the cops didn't arrest Kareem. They didn't arrest him. So, because they knew something was going on with those girls. They knew something was going on. So they're like, no. So, she was going to try to make it seem like, well, because my friend didn't want to have sex with his friend, they got mad. Okay, if that's the case, why y'all still there? Why are you still there? If your friend don't want to have sex and that's the problem, why are you still trying to get in this spot then? Well, Kareem has to apologize. Now they're gonna run him through the ringer. That's what they're doing. They're gonna make him apologize and you know, they can't beat him on field, so they got to beat him off the field. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna run him through the ringer. You dig? But they came out with this crazed white supremacist yelling nigger outside of his room. They came out because they knew the cops were coming and they wanted to get to the police to tell their side before she goes into her whole rape scenario, which she was going to try to do. You dig? And while they were coming out, you know, she didn't have any claim. She wasn't a victim, so she had to make herself a victim by attacking everybody. She attacked him. She attacked multiple people. And she knew when the police came, and she can just play the victim and nothing would happen to her. Her ass should have went to jail for, number one, being drunk, underage, trespassing, assaulting several people. She should have went to damn jail. Kareem, he didn't hit her. Nobody hit her. He kicked her shoe. And all that is self-defense. All that's self-defense. She's hitting them in the face, hitting other people. She attacked the women there. You dig? So the thing is, the mayonnaise militia kept talking about, well, he should have walked away. And I want you to notice something. People in the dominant white society, they never, ever, ever tell other white people who are being assaulted, who are being threatened, they never tell them to walk away, nor do they tell them to call the police. I want to say that again. I want y'all to understand me. White people in white society, they never tell other white people to call the police if you're being threatened. Why? Because that's impractical, and they know it. It's impractical, and they know it. Get Thunder Road out of here. It's impractical, and they know it. You know, if somebody's threatening you in the moment, calling the police won't really help you in the moment. When you have an immediate threat, they know how impractical that is. Do you know how dumb that is? If you're in a situation where there's an immediate threat, hello 911, somebody's about to harm me right now. So I'm going to wait 20 minutes for you to get here. They never tell them that. They only tell black people that. Every time a black person is threatened by a white supremacist, black people are told to walk away or call the police and let them handle it. They always tell black people that, and then dumbass niggas start talking that, well, he is right. Especially when you got millions of dollars. When you got millions of dollars on the line, you supposed to walk away. You know how dumb you sound? If somebody's immediately threatening you, you can be killed within seconds. White people are told, stand your ground. White people are told, abide by the castle doctrine. They got that out here, the castle doctrine. Somebody come to your house, blow their ass away. You're taught, practice your Second Amendment. White people are taught, defend yourself at all costs. You are given every type of law to defend yourself as a white person. They never, ever, 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 ever tell a white person to walk away from a damn threat or call the police when you have a threat right there because they know it's impractical. Dumbass niggas. Man, the problem is, we have to walk away. When we see something like that, when they go low, we've got to go high. How's that working? How are you going to walk away from racism? Walk where? Walk where? Well, Kareem should have went in his house. He was in his house. He shouldn't have came out. Well, they would have came in there. Niggas think you got some kind of Wakanda somewhere where you ain't gonna have to deal with white supremacy. What are y'all niggas talking about? You better walk away. Walk where? Like they can't come in your house. Nigga, y'all saw me. You had a SWAT team and LAPD running my house on live TV. Your house ain't safe, nigga. Nigga, they ran in my house jumping over my children's toys with guns at 9 o'clock in the morning. Walk and go where? Well, yo, where you gonna hide from white supremacy? Some white supremacists tried to orchestrate a damn assassination on my ass, and they ran in my fucking house. You better walk away. Walk where? I'm in my pajamas and my kids in their pajamas. The fuck y'all niggas? That's what niggas talking about. Walk away. Close your door. Niggas talking about always pretending that there's some kind of safe space from white supremacy. Both of them down there in Dallas. He walked away and was at home behind his closed door. And the race soldier just ran up in his house and killed him. And they just now indicted her on some weak-ass manslaughter. They just indicted her on a weak-ass manslaughter charge. Walk away where? Ain't nowhere to walk. Y'all stop talking that coward shit. Because what that is, all that walk away is turn the other cheek. Because I've been arguing with niggas on Twitter about this. Walk away means turn the other cheek. If you got money on the line, let them just do what they gonna do to you. That's what that is. Just take abuse. Learn how to take abuse. Let's walk to Selma. That's Selma talk. That's that coon-ass, backwoods Selma talk. No, let's just get on the bridge and walk down the Edmund Pettus Bridge and just show them we gonna walk. That's what Selma was about. We're gonna walk from racism while you getting your ass whooped on the bridge. See, we took the high road. They beating us and we walked. I feel blood in Selma. Now vote. You dumb niggas who talk that. Ain't nowhere to walk. That could happen to any of us. This is why we always have to be in a position to challenge white supremacy. Not have a coon-ass reaction to it. We always got to come up with these old passive civil rights Selma reactions to some shit that don't supposed to exist. This motherfucker should not have been there drunk, calling motherfuckers niggas, trying to beat up everybody. She out here trying to fight everybody, and it's us. We got to do better. That old self the deprecating coon talk. We get beat up, we get attacked by the white supremacists, and we got to learn how to get attacked better. I'm sorry I made you mad, Miss Later. I'm sorry I made you want to attack my blackness. I was going to do better. I was going to walk away. Coon talk. You dig? Come on, he shouldn't have been messing with him. Okay, he shouldn't have been messing with him. Okay, even if you ain't fucking him, that ain't gonna save you. Shit. Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't have been messing with him. But the thing is, this ain't really about just him. No, this is about just getting a black person and kind of tailoring the situation to use a black person as an example as a public whipping boy. You understand? That's what they do. They like to make examples of Negroes. Y'all think it's about the black person. Just like George Bush just died. George Bush Sr. George Bush Sr. You dig? And, he just died. It's hot as hell in here. And, I saw a lot of niggas campaigning for him. And a lot of niggas talking about how great he was. I don't know where y'all get that from, but he's old as hell. How old was he? 94 years old. He finally died. George Bush Sr. This man has done some. Where's this music coming from? My God. Is that on your end? I don't know where this music is coming from, but we're talking about George Bush Sr. dying. And, he orchestrated the shit, though. I don't know where this music is coming from. But, he orchestrated the Willie Horton ads. Where's this music coming from? Is that on y'all end or mine? I don't know where this is coming from. I'm trying to talk about George Bush dying. I'm trying to get this music off. He was 94 years old. Man, God, where's this music coming from? I might have to reboot. I might have a virus on my computer. But, Bush, he orchestrated that whole Willie Horton ad, one of the most racist political ads in modern history. And, among other things, Bush has done a lot of little grimy shit. But the thing is, Willie Horton was a mascot for black society. O.J. Simpson was a mascot for black society. A lot of times they'll use a certain black person in order to get revenge. They'll get one black person and do a public lynching in order to get revenge on all other black people. You understand? Like with OJ. The OJ thing was about revenge. OJ was a revenge thing. They wanted to use OJ. They wanted to get a big Negro, a popular Negro, and make an example out of him with that murder trial. Now, they know OJ didn't murder those people. They know that. And based on the evidence, that's why the jury acquitted him for those murders, because the evidence showed that he didn't do it. Black folks are so silly, whatever white mommy and white daddy tells you, you believe it. But they wanted to use OJ as revenge for black people in LA, because after the riots, a lot of white people got killed, a lot of Asian people got killed after the riots in LA. They don't like that. They don't like when black people get that scoreboard evened up as far as deaths. See, they count money in deaths. So black people killed a lot of white people during the riots. They don't like talking about that. They wanted to get revenge on the black folks of LA. You dig? And when OJ got acquitted, they thought the world was over. They thought the world was over. And most of their anger was at Johnny Cochran. This is why it just shows you this wasn't about just OJ. This was about blackness. During the OJ trial, the person who got the most death threats was Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran got threatened more than OJ Simpson because Johnny Cochran was intellectually whooping their asses. Johnny Cochran was intellectually whooping their asses. Johnny Cochran was giving them that work. After the trial, not only did he get OJ off, Johnny Cochran, in his brilliance and arrogance, he said, you know what? I'm about to get Geronimo Pratt out of jail now, and did it. The white supremacists were losing their minds. They were losing their minds. Johnny Cochran running around doing all this shit. Then Johnny Cochran said, hey, I'm going to get Michael Jackson off. Johnny was the dude. I'm going to get Puffy off. He got Puffy off. Puffy in that murder trial. That was, Johnny Cochran was Puffy's lawyer when that club got shot up. Johnny wasn't fucking around. Then Johnny, this is where it got heavy. Johnny said, okay, my next thing, they were about to get money for the people from the Tulsa riots. Because remember, those people, many of those people at that time were still alive. One of the last survivors just died a couple of days ago. Yeah, he was Tupac's lawyer too. Tupac and my man Malik. Malik is a friend of mine. Well, I haven't talked to Malik in years, but he was the co-defendant. Malik was the trigger man in the Snoop case. So I'm getting some of my cases mixed up. But the Tupac case and in the Snoop Dogg case, he represented Snoop too. And Snoop and Malik. McKinley Lee. Yeah, he got Puffy off. He got Michael Jackson off. He got Todd Bridges off. Johnny wasn't fucking around. Johnny was an OG with that lawyer gang. Johnny was no joke. Johnny actually got Tookie Williams off. That he got when he was very young. He started, being a lawyer in LA back in the, I want to say late 60s, early 70s. But he got Tookie Williams off some of his cases. You know? So Johnny was getting all these people off, all these black people off. And then Johnny was like, we're going to get some money, some reparations for the people of the Tulsa riots. These people, these victims, these survivors of the Tulsa riots, we about to get some reparations for them. Then he mysteriously died. Then that brain aneurysm thing popped up. That brain aneurysm. You didn't know he got Tookie off? Yeah. He got Tookie off in the early 70s. That was one of Tookie's lawyers in the 70s. He got Tookie off. Yeah. When he started talking about he's about to get some reparations, which he would have got. Johnny would have got that shit. They were like, hell no. Oh no. And boy, you know who hated Johnny Cochran? Geraldo. Geraldo ain't shit. Geraldo used to do these shows on Johnny Cochran. A lot of y'all are not old enough to remember. I remember. Geraldo, he used to have a bug in his ass about Johnny Cochran. That's when I started to peep how racist Geraldo's ass was. See, Geraldo, he tried to play that when he had his show back in the day. Geraldo tried to play, well, I'm a man of color. He had the Klan on his show and the Klan beat him up. So they play both sides of the fence. He act like he's a victim of the Klan and all that. Oh, I'm a person of color. But then I start to see some of the slick shit Geraldo would do. Geraldo have the same white supremacist views as everybody else. Geraldo ain't shit. But Geraldo would do some real dirty shit. They brought a bunch of women on his show talking about they were sexually harassed by Johnny Cochran. Just some old sensationalized bullshit. He would do all types of little shit to try to smear the image of Johnny Cochran. Because Johnny was putting in so much work. You dig? But again, Johnny Cochran, that represented the uppity Negro. And let's go back to the OJ trial. What really burned them up? What just fucked their soul up? When they kept threatening Johnny during the OJ trial, and the trial is already fucking with the white supremacists. When Johnny started showing up with the Nation of Islam, these motherfuckers, the mayonnaise militia just started jumping out windows. They were on suicide watch. He started showing up with the Nation of Islam for protection, as he should, because this man was getting all types of threats. They lost their minds. One of Ron Goldman's dad, Fred Goldman, with his little suspected racist ass. Oh, I said it. That family, that Goldman family, them suspected fucking racists. He was talking all types of shit about, Fred Goldman was talking all types of shit about Farrakhan. That Goldman family, they've said a lot of little slick shit. That daughter, the Goldman's daughter, what's her name? She was talking slick about Trayvon. Fred Goldman's daughter was talking about George Zimmerman was right for killing Trayvon. Fuck her. I ain't got no sympathy for them. Fuck them. The hell you mean he's in the right for killing an innocent kid? Fuck out of here. Oh, I don't owe you no fucking sympathy. And you show us none? You celebrate our children getting killed and I'm supposed to shed a tear for you? Hell no. Ron Goldman split with his wife. Man, please. OJ didn't kill those folks. Ron Goldman was working at the Mezzaluna restaurant, and I talked about this before. That was a mob spot. That place was all mobbed up with all types of organized crime. Other people at the damn restaurant got killed. People were getting shot and blown up and all types of shit that they were connected with. Everybody they were around were criminals. It's far-fetched to even think OJ had something to do with that bullshit. Man, please, that place was mobbed the fuck up. Ron Goldman and Nicole's friends, several of their friends were getting killed left and right. Everybody they were around were criminals. See, black folks, y'all better learn how to do your own research and stop letting the dominant society tell you shit, because they always going to frame it to make themselves look better. The Goldman's families were suspected of owning slaves. I haven't heard that one, so. Yeah, they kept having to move the timeline back because I did a whole show about that. I can talk about that left and right. How OJ killed 2 damn people in 20 minutes, didn't get no bruises or nothing on him. They said he killed 2 damn people with a knife with some gloves on that didn't fit and some Bruno Magli shoes and a sweatsuit and a skull cap. For what? We don't know. What the hell is he wearing a skull cap for? When you look at it and break it down, it's far-fetched to believe that OJ killed 2 people in the middle of the night, well, not even in the middle of the night, killed 2 people in 20 minutes and then got home and got on a damn plane and didn't get no bruises or scratches on his body except a nick on his hand that it was confirmed he had that before. And he murdered these people professionally. 2 people. Please. That was a professional hit all day. That was clearly a professional hit. You dig? Yeah, when you think about that shit logically, see, black folks believe anything white mommy and white daddy tell them. When you just piece the shit together, it don't make no damn sense. But OJ just woke up one day for no reason at all. Their whole thing, his motive was that he beat his woman, he beat her and he was so jealous. There's letters of her trying to get back with him. She was tied in with them Kardashians with they freaky ass. They fucking everybody. They fucking each other. She's fucking and sucking dicks. All of them are fucking each other. They all swapping. There's a whole thing about that case that folks don't like talking about. There's a whole thing about that case that people don't like talking about. Yeah. So, yeah, Faye Resnick, she's up there. She's in and out of damn rehab. And Faye Resnick, and when I say that Nicole was out here fucking everybody, this is Faye Resnick talking. Her best friend is talking about all the dick she's sucking out there in Brentwood. She's fucking and sucking everybody. So y'all ain't looking at all these other scrupulous people that she's around? Yeah, a bunch of people from that restaurant was killed. Other promoters that they work with were killed. Oh, come on, dude. Yeah, she was murdered by somebody else, and they know that. The thing is, they can't admit it now. They can't admit that somebody else murdered Nicole. But they know. They already know. They got leads after all these years. They know. They can't admit it. Why? Because then they will have to admit that they planted all that evidence. They can't admit it now. Even if there's somebody who came out and confessed. If somebody said, hey, look, I confess, here's the murder weapon, they would have to hide it. They would have to hide it because they would have to then admit that, okay, our dude, Mark Furman, the hardcore white supremacist, yeah, he planted all that shit like he said he does. There's there's audio tape of Furman admitting to planting evidence on black people. I mean, see, those are the knockout punches. See, the white supremacists, they act like knockout punches don't exist. There's audio tape of Mark Furman admitting to planting evidence on black folks. Somebody white got off code and told on him. Several white people got off code and just started spilling the beans on Mark Furman. He was so racist that other white folks was like, oh man, this guy, shit. He's racist. You dig? Yeah, they did shit like they bought the house and tore the house down and all this old shit. This is 30 years almost. No. They milk that as long as they can milk it. They ain't about to let that go. They are not about to let that go. Oh yeah, audio admissions are only against Cosby, and he didn't even admit to drugging anybody. You got Mark Furman on tape. I mean, he got a whole tape where he's talking about how he plants evidence. He frames black folks. He don't like interracial relationships. He targets black people. He plants guns on. I mean, he's just confessing to all this shit. There was a screenwriter, and he's just spilling the beans, and he would just kind of tell everybody about his racist views every time he met him. Oh yeah, so Fox, he's on Fox. He's a Fox contributor. Oh yeah, Fox went and got it. Let me turn my heat off real quick. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, he harassed interracial couples, and he had been to OJ and Nicole's house before, and that's what he had a bug in his ass about Nicole complaining about domestic violence. He's like, oh, okay. Furman had been to their house before. Do y'all know that? Mark Furman had been to OJ and Nicole's house before on a domestic violence call. He'd been there before, so when the murder case came up, he's like, oh, I'm going to get this nigga. Oh, I'm going to get this nigga. That's when the frame up happened. Yeah, that's when the frame up happened. No, Furman ain't the killer. Stop it. She wanted to see Hollywood homes and the OJ house was torn down. Yeah. But, but I digress. Yeah, you didn't know that. Yeah, see, they leave a lot of that little shit out. They leave a lot of shit out. They don't tell you about, I got all types of receipts. They don't tell you about all the criminals that Nicole was hanging around. They don't tell you about Nicole's sister was dating a damn mafia hitman. There's actual pictures of her and the guy. Also, there's some stuff, Ron Goldman, from what I read in some documents, there's some kind of case that he had before he was killed that was sealed. It was some kind of case that was sealed, and some people even suggested that the case type was for people who are really some kind of informants or something. There's a book that talks about this called Double Cross for Blood, that talks about some kind of case Ron Goldman had that nobody could really access this case because it's sealed under some type of some kind of file, some kind of statute. And usually this statute is for people that cut some kind of deals or informed. This is what these documents suggest. I don't know what's in the document, and I'm getting this from a book. There's a book called Double Cross for Blood. That is a good book. That's a very good book, where they're dropping receipts about the case. So some people are suggesting that Ron Goldman might have been some kind of informant, or he might have snitched on somebody, which would make sense why that would happen, because Ron could have been the target. You did? They could have been staking out that restaurant because it was already a mafia spot. So they could have been staking out that restaurant, watching his movements, and then Ron walked over to Nicole's house. So they could have been tracking him and got him and then got her just on GP. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, Double Cross for Blood. That's the name of the book. You dig? But we got to understand, we're talking about how black people are used as mascots. That's really what we're talking about. In the Kareem Hunt case, it's all about black folks being used as mascots. Yeah, Ron is up there at the Mezzaluna restaurant. Dude, the Mezzaluna was a small restaurant. A few other waiters from that restaurant got killed. And you had waiters there driving brand new BMWs and shit. So a lot of these waiters were trapping. That was really the trap spot for the mafia. So the waiters were moving a little something too. They were waiters, but they were waiters. You dig? So they were dipping in and out of shit too. Yeah, one of them got car bombed, another cat got shot at an ATM. All these waiters at this restaurant getting popped. And we ain't gonna say nothing? Y'all Google Michael Nigg in the Mezzaluna restaurant. Google that. Michael Nigg in the Mezzaluna restaurant. What's that other guy's? Another guy's name. And he's Brett Cantor. I think that's his name. Google Brett Cantor. I think that's his last name. That's another friend of Nicole and Ron. I can give receipts. Let me make sure I got his name right. I think it's Brett Cantor. Yeah, Brett Cantor. Yeah, that's his name. Google Brett Cantor. Google Michael Nigg. These are real people. There's real documents on them. These people who are connected to Ron and Nicole, who got killed in similar manners. Brett Cantor was a friend of Ron and Nicole's. He was a nightclub owner, and Ron used to work for this dude. His ass got his throat slit. They slit his throat. Right around the same time, right before Ron and Nicole got killed. They slit his goddamn throat. You didn't? Google it. Google these names. The mainstream media don't tell you about this shit. You dig? Nikki Giovanni, you're no longer on Facebook. Michael Nigg, his last name is N-I-G-G, almost like nigga, but just without the E-R. Michael Nigg, N-I-G-G. Look up Brett Cantor, Michael Nigg. They were connected to Ron and Nicole. And they got killed in similar manners. I mean, there's articles on them, reputable shit. You dig? Michael Nigg worked with Ron Goldman. Do you know how much? Look, just think about that. 2 waiters at the same restaurant. Hell, even there's a third one who his car got blown up. So think about this. You got 3 waiters at the same restaurant getting killed or attempted to be killed. 3 waiters at the same restaurant getting killed or people are attempting to kill them. How much of a fucking coincidence is that? And I'm giving you names that you can look. This ain't no conspiracy theory. This happened. This happened. Ain't there many coincidences in the world? You did? Well, Johnny Cochran did a great job knocking it out. I know. Johnny did a great job. No, they wanted to get OJ. They wanted to frame OJ because the thing is, finding some underworld mafia figure that would just fizzle out, and you can't milk it. Understand this with the OJ thing. If they went and just found some underworld figure, some white underworld guy, that story would have been around for like a week. They were gonna milk this shit. This was going to be their come up. LAPD, they were hella corrupt back then. I can even go deeper. Some of those police that were involved in the OJ case, some of them got caught up in what's called the Rampart scandal in LA in the late 90s. Some of those same police officers, some of them got indicted, taken to jail, accused of all types of scandals in the late 90s after the OJ trial. Look up the Rampart scandal. You had all types of corruption within the LAPD. You understand? I'm from here. I've been out here. I was out here, you know what I'm saying, around all that. So I'm seeing and dealing with all this shit. So the LAPD was just corrupt to the bone. It was corrupt to the bone. It was nothing for them to frame people. Yeah, the Biggie Rampart thing, all that shit. There was scandal with the whole Biggie thing. That's part of the whole Rampart scandal. The whole Biggie murder. You did? But even back then, well, Brandon, I was born in Detroit, brother. We're going to talk about where I'm from, and we're going to get technical with it. But with the whole Biggie murder and all that stuff, the Rampart scandal, all that shit, all of that showed the corruption of the LAPD. They were really, 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 they corrupt now, but they were really, really corrupt back then. It was nothing for them to frame people and all get on code about framing people. What's up, Quadia McMillan? How are you, dear? Yeah, Michael Nigg was shot, and he was a waiter at the Mezzaluna restaurant. He was Ron's co-worker. Yeah, some of those brain aneurysms and some of those things, those can be triggered by outside forces. Yeah, they can do certain things, use certain poisons. Brother, y'all got to understand, they got all types of gases, poisons. They got shit that you wouldn't believe. They got stuff that you wouldn't believe. And again, we're going back to LAPD back then. It was nothing for them to frame somebody. It was nothing for them to do that and lie, and it was nothing for them to do that. And with OJ, with this case, with Nicole and Ron getting killed, they could have, if they found the white underworld figure that did it, that would have died out. That case would have just died out and fizzled out. They were going to say, wait, we got OJ, we got a celebrity, a black celebrity attached to this who has a history of domestic violence. So let's flip this shit. They were like, wait a minute, their little wheels got to turning. They were like, this could be a career maker for us. All of them taking down OJ, they could smell the book deal money, or they could smell the movie rights. Oh, this was going to be all of their come up. We'll pin this shit on OJ. This is going to be huge. And that'll be revenge we get on the black people of LA for this riot shit that they did to us. Because they were still salty about the riots. Understand? They were real salty about that. So this was going to be their come up. This was going to be their revenge. By using OJ as the proxy mascot Negro. You in? And everybody was going to get book deals. Because that's what they do. They get with a big celebrity attached to a case and they convict them, all the book deals come pouring down. Just like the dude who convicted Charles Manson. I forgot his, Vincent Biglio, I forgot what his name is. But he milks that shit to this day. He has milked that into a career. The guy who convicted or got Charles Manson in jail. I mean, that dude, they used to bring him on all the shows. He milked that shit. What's up, Magic City? I did live in West Side Birmingham. Yes, I did. I went to West End down in Birmingham. Yes, I did live down there. Shout out to Birmingham. I love Birmingham. You dig? Yeah, they always have a one-sided OJ narrative. Yeah, people like, Tariq, you from Detroit. All right, I ain't lived there in a long time. When you from Birmingham, I ain't lived there in a long time either. Shit. I don't know what your damn point is. I've been out here in LA over 30 fucking years. That's like saying Freeway Rick, he really from Texas. Which, okay. Well, you from Leeds, Alabama. I used to live in Leeds too. I used to live right down the street from Charles Barkley. There's a lot of places I used to live. Shit. Yeah, Tookie Williams is from Louisiana. Well, when you think of Tookie, you don't think Louisiana, you think LA. Tookie represented LA. Freeway Rick, you don't think of Texas. Freeway Rick is from Texas. Everybody in LA is from somewhere else. We came from somewhere. Everybody from the West Coast came from somewhere. Fillmore Slim, the legendary hustler, he came from Louisiana. But you think of Fillmore Slim, you think of the Bay. Yeah, Snoop Dogg's people, they're from Mississippi. You dig? So everybody's came in from the South. Yeah, most people from out here from the South. Yeah. Yeah, Tupac he represented LA. Tupac was from Baltimore. Yeah? Yeah, when you think of Tupac, you think of LA. Yeah? Man. Yeah, when you think of Ice-T, you think of LA. Ice-T is from Jersey. Ice-T was from Jersey. His parents got killed, and he came out here after his parents got killed. He was orphaned. He had to stay with some relatives out here. You know? So it's all about the place that made your spirit. It's all about the place that made the spirit in you. That's the thing. It ain't not knocking any of these other places, but it's the place that made your spirit. Yeah, and Ice got a crib in New Jersey. He does have a place in New Jersey. I've been at Ice's house, yes indeed. Yeah, Corrupt is from Philly. Yeah, Corrupt is from Philly. Yeah. And when you think of Exhibit, Exhibit is from Detroit. When you think of Exhibit, you think of LA. You dig? Yeah, Too Short. When you think of Too Short, you think of Oakland. Too Short was made in Oakland. Too Short was born in LA. Too Short was born in LA. You dig? Too Short was born right here in LA. He moved to Oakland later, but when the spirit of Too Short is Oakland. Too Short represents the spirit of Oakland all day. No, Raymond Washington, a lot of people think that Raymond Washington was from Texas and Louisiana too, but he wasn't. A lot of folks thought that, but Raymond is actually from here. His family was from down south, from Texas, but Raymond was he was born here. Raymond Washington. You there? But yeah, everybody came from damn Alabama. Shit. There was a lot of people who came down from Alabama, came up from Alabama, and went to different places. You know, everybody. You know. And it's all about the spirit, the spirit of the people. It's all about the spirit of the people. Where was that made? You dig? Man. Like when you think of James Brown, you think of Augusta. James Brown is like from South Carolina somewhere, back in the woods of South Carolina. But the spirit of James Brown comes from Augusta. The spirit of James Brown, he has a Georgia spirit. He has that Georgia spirit. You dig? Yeah, Nate Dogg from Mississippi. Yeah, yeah. Hell, yeah, George Bush lived in Compton. Compton used to be white. Yeah, Compton used to be white. George Bush lived in Compton. George Bush grew up in Compton for a while. Barnwell, South Carolina, James Brown. Yeah. Yeah, but it's all about where your spirit was made. Where your spirit was made. You dig? That's the thing. The place that defined you. See, James had that. James Brown, he moved to Georgia, and this is why I like Georgia so much. I lived there for a little while too. I lived in Atlanta for a few years too, and I've always loved that spirit of Georgia because, especially Atlanta, and I talked about this in my lectures before. Atlanta, there's always been an entrepreneurial spirit. There's always been a black cohesive spirit down in Atlanta. Also, Atlanta, they know how to stand up for themselves. They were going to try to make Atlanta a sundown town in around the year 1906. There was a big riot out there in Atlanta in 1906. There was a big riot out there. They were going to, back in those days, they just try to run all the black people out of town. The white supremacists would get mad and just try to run everybody out. And they tried that bullshit down there in Atlanta. And the brothers down there shut that shit down. In 1906, the white supremacists tried to run all the black people out, and it was the black underworld, as Dr. John Henry Clark says, the pool hall guys. They got their guns, they got their money together, and they fought the white supremacists back. They fought them back, and they did not let the white supremacists run them out of town. Yo, this Daniel from the city, my mods, where y'all at? Y'all letting this Daniel from the city dude just run amok in the chat room. What's up, Lexi? What you looking for? Q-tip? Oh. Hold on a second. Here you go. Here you go. Come on, man. My mods, y'all gotta be on that. Are the boys asleep? That's a printer. I gotta put it together. Man. Yeah, MLK was, he was from Alabama. Yeah, California was named after a black woman, Queen Califia. Yeah, but Atlanta, like I said, they tried to run all the black folks out of Atlanta. And they were like, hell no. Black folks fought back. Black folks were whooping ass out there in Atlanta. They're like, nah. Y'all ain't about to run us up out the paint. They started shooting back at cops, everybody. They were like, fuck that. You did? Craig Munson saying quitting with Geronimo. Yeah, Craig Munson. A lot of folks don't know about Craig Munson. We were talking about him the other day. Craig Munson, that was the dude who was, his gang was the precursor to the Crips. The Crips got started by cats who couldn't get in Craig's gang. Craig Munson was a monster, that big, huge buff nigga. You in? What's with that? What's that?
The camera on the old bullshit you got.
Oh Lord. And I need better mods. I'm like, shit, do I? My mods are real slow tonight. What's up? My mods are real slow. Where my mods? Where are my mods? I don't know what they doing. My mods, are they working night jobs? CJ Fletcher just interviewed Craig. Oh, why don't I do live calls? I'm like, I should do some live calls. Usually, when I'm doing this broadcast, the Skype be acting funny and it gets annoying. And plus, sometimes niggas don't be talking about that when they call up. So, yeah, but
how about you vitamins take?
What is that?
The vitamins.
Oh, I want to remember the fuck on my gout.
Let me see. Sick your ass and stuff.
Oh, please. Charles. Oh, yeah. I talked about Charles Evers the other day. Charles Evers, he was one of those Republicans over there in Mississippi who was caping for Cindy Hyde Smith, I think that's her name, that racist ass woman who they elected as Senate, reelected over there in Mississippi, the woman who was talking about lynching and a noose and all this old bullshit. And he was one of the Negroes they wheeled out there talking about, well, she ain't racist. She didn't mean nothing by that. I mean, he was really caping for her. Charles Evers, that coon Negro, that's the brother of Medgar Evers. That's the brother of Medgar Evers, a brother who was slain in the 1960s by the Klan. And his coon brother, you died fighting for black folks, and your coon brother is up here caping for white supremacists. Do you know how disrespectful that is to the memory of your brother, Charles Evers, you old decrepit coon? You old decrepit coon. Some people say he might even set his brother up. I wouldn't be surprised. And that's why I'm saying anything happen to me, don't let no coon relative that I ain't heard from in years come up and represent me at all. I'm letting y'all know. If anybody from my family's talking some cooning, I don't approve. I do not approve. If there's a Charles Evers somewhere in my family that I don't really talk to like that, and they want to pop out, and when something happened to me, don't listen to that nigga. Yeah. Yeah, like Dr. King's family. Trump's prison reform. Like he's going to fix stuff in the Clinton crime bill. No, look, we got to stop talking prison reform and all these vague ass policies that are supposed to trickle down to black folks. They're going to have to name shit that they're going to do for us. It's going to have to be done by name. We're going to let all these black folks out. Just talk to me like that. I don't want to hear about no jail reform because then all that shit gets flipped into something else and it helps other groups. If you're going to do something for black folks, damn it, do something for black folks. Let all them black folks out who's on these bullshit charges. Reform that. Don't lump us in with everybody else. Let me try and get a call. Now, somebody call her. Let's give it a try. I know this Skype lines are real janky. Y'all hear all this shit going on in the background. This is why Skype has not done anything about muting their calls. But the numbers, 818. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. What's up? Who's calling? Hello? Okay. What is this shit? See, this is why I'm like really rocking with Skype, man. Skype, okay, allow microphone. Okay, let me try this. All right, hello?
Hey, what's up, Tariq? This is Lorenz out of Baltimore.
Hey, Lorenz, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm just listening to the show. I've been following you for a little while. I wanted to send you a shout out and talk about the Kareem Hunt thing.
Yeah, I talked about that earlier, brother. I've been really talking about that.
Okay.
All right, but thank you, brother. And this is why I don't like calls. Motherfuckers all late. See, that's why I don't be doing calls like that. Because, see, that kind of slows the game up. Brothers be late as hell. Brothers be late calling, asking about old shit. Hey, did Tariq? Hello? Did Tariq? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I'd like to talk about Michael Jackson dying, brother. Did you hear about that? Okay. All right. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, how you doing, sir? The Power Beach Man from New York, Bronx, New York.
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
All right, you, sir. I just want to say, man, I've been listening to you for about 3 months straight. I mean, I've been going in listening to everything you're saying. I just want to say, man, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, and I got all the hidden colors and waiting on number 5.
No doubt, man. Much respect to you. Thank you, brother. All right.
No problem, sir.
All right. That's enough of the calls. See, cats, they want to give shout outs and all that. Okay, there you go. And Skype, they've done nothing to mute the damn thing. Skype really has to fix that. They really, really, really have to fix that. And so that's why I don't really take calls, because people don't really, they don't really want nothing. They want to give shout outs, and when I'm flowing, I don't want to do a bunch of shout outs. You know what I'm saying? In much respect, I don't mind y'all appreciating what I do. I feel that. But, when we're talking about a particular topic, I keep the audience in mind. You can praise me and give me shout outs, but that gets boring to the audience. You dig? So, it's not rude, Angie. It ain't rude. You dig? That is not rude at all. Shout outs to Soul 90s. Man, yeah, that's not rude. No, I'm just letting cats know. We got to keep the flow going. But yeah, I talked about the Kareem Hunt thing. But again, going back to Kareem Hunt and black folks with this whole narrative, if we just act a certain way and if we just kind of bow down, we can walk away from racism, and there's nowhere to walk. If we just kind of turn the other cheek, if we got millions on the line, we gotta walk away, and no. Your money is not going to save you from white supremacy, where you can just walk away from it. See, that's the problem. Black folks think if you get some money that somehow that's going to make you exempt from white supremacy, where you can just dodge white supremacy and not get hit. You understand? It don't work like that, black folks. We got to stop this thing, but we keep trying to run somewhere, keep running away from white supremacy. See, we got to challenge it and tackle it and replace it. You got a lot of black folks who thought they could use their money and duck and dodge and not get hit by white supremacy, like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby never really went head on with white supremacy. He kind of ducked and dodged it, and they got him. You dig? A lot of folks think, like Tiger Woods, I'm not going to address no white supremacy. I ain't got to address it. I'm just going to walk away. And the white women got him caught up. It's always there because you're in a global prison. We got to look at it like that. You can't run away. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to walk away to. That's the thing. So whenever you hear Negroes talking about walk away from some racism, when somebody's doing some racist shit to you, just walk away from it. Well, you can't walk away from it. Either you just accept beatings and brutality, which is really what you're saying. So you got a choice. Either you get paid to accept brutality, because that's what the white supremacists want. The white supremacists, they want you to take your abuse and suffer in silence. That's what they want. Whenever they tell you to walk away and don't ruffle the feathers and don't rock the boat, what they're saying is, black people, if somebody's being abusive to you, calling you a nigger and attacking you, will you just walk away? You go call the police and let us handle it. But don't you lash out now. Remember, nigga, when we white supremacists go low, you niggas go high. You always have dignity. You're supposed to be the moral high ground. See, that's the con game that they keep running on us. We're supposed to take the moral high road, and there's some type of morality, some kind of moral superiority in taking abuse. That's why they love propping up Negroes from the civil rights movement. You notice they never like propping up any black spokespersons, I won't say leaders, but any black spokespersons from any other movement. Do you notice the dominant society, they do not prop up Elijah Muhammad. They do not prop up Noble Drew Ali. They do not prop up Marcus Garvey. They don't prop up black people before the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement, well, they prop everybody up. And the reason why they do that is because the civil rights movement, that was the first movement where it was on some kumbaya, let's love everybody and we're all in the struggle together. And we're going to be very nonviolent. And if you beat us, we're still going to just love you. They were like, really? Oh, build us some monuments for these niggas. We're going to name streets after you niggas. That's how you black folks are supposed to be, like them. And the thing is, if they do prop up a black person before the civil rights movement, they'll lie about what their accomplishments were, like Ida B. Wells. Somebody just mentioned Ida B. Wells. What's up, Alicia? When they mention Ida B. Wells, they lie on her. Whenever they mention Ida B. Wells, they lie on Ida B. Wells. I want y'all to understand that. They always refer to her. White women always try to say she's a feminist. They try to prop up Ida B. Wells as a feminist. Ida B. Wells wasn't no damn feminist. Ida B. Wells was about the black family. Ida B. Wells, she was a writer. They'll try to flip her narrative into being a feminist because she tried to organize black women to vote. The reason why she wanted to organize black women to vote so that they could come up with laws to protect black men from being lynched. That's what they don't tell you. See, they try to create a division between black men and black women. which they use these shea butter bed wenches now. They use that shit with them. They do that with them now. And they try to put Ida B. Wells' name in that bullshit. No, Ida B. Wells was a rider. She's like, yeah, we're going to organize these women to vote for our men. So y'all will leave them alone. Ida B. Wells risked her life. They ran her out of the South when she was exposing Klan members and all these people lynching. Ida B. Wells was using her money to get white informants to go infiltrate the Klan. So whenever they put on their robes and hoodies to go lynch somebody, she would start printing their names in newspapers and shit, putting them on Front Street. They were like, get her ass up out of here. Ida B. Wells was a rider. She was all about challenging white supremacy. Don't let them lie on our sister. That was a badass sister. When those white feminists told Ida B. Wells, we're going to have a women's march, but you women got to march in the back, Ida B. Wells said, y'all bitches can kiss my black ass, and said deuces. Don't ever let them tell you she was down with that bullshit them white supremacist feminists were talking about. She wouldn't let them play her like that. You dig? You posting up the wrong number. That's the wrong number. And plus, I turned the phone calls off tonight. So I turned the numbers off tonight. Yeah. I took a couple of calls and that was it. Even Sojourner Truth, when they tried to make it seem like she was a feminist. That's another thing. See, the white feminist movement, even with the white LGBT movement, they always have to latch themselves on to us in order to bring any kind of validity to their movement. They have to, because a group of people in the dominant white society who has received every benefit and privilege there is, for them to come up and say, okay, we're oppressed. Okay, you got every benefit and every privilege that's on the book. So what are you talking about? So they have to attach themselves to us. That's why whenever they have a march, whenever they have a movement, we are the mascots. They have to make us the mascots. So the early first wave of white feminists, Susan B. Anthony and all these people, Elizabeth Kent, all these people, they had to get women like Sojourner Truth and prop them up. Like, okay, look at this slave woman. This slave woman suffering is just like us suffering. Us suffering as women. Those early white feminists were racist as shit. Those early white feminists were racist as hell. They were behind a lot of those lynchings. It was the white feminists that was doing the rallying cry for brothers to get lynched like that. So they like to get Sojourner Truth and use her ain't I a woman speech. They got Sojourner Truth, and she did a speech called Ain't I a Woman? And this is the finesse that they've been using even back then. Let me pull up that speech. Hold on. Let me pull up the Ain't I a Woman speech. Hold on. Let's pull it up real quick. We're going to learn. And I talked about this before. With Sojourner Truth's Ain't I a Woman speech. Hold on. Ain't I a Woman? Okay, so they got Sojourner Truth, the Ain't I a Woman speech, and tried to flip it into a feminist credo. Okay, there's different versions of it. Okay, this is one gauge. And this brings my soul into, okay. Okay. This is the piece of the Ain't I a Woman speech that the white feminists like propping up. Because when Sojourner Truth was saying Ain't I a Woman, what she was talking about was racism. She wasn't talking about gender, because they were the white women were up there doing this speech, and she was like, well, shit, ain't I a woman? How come I'm getting treated differently? She's like, ain't I a woman? Meaning, I do hard work and I do all this stuff. I'm a woman and none of y'all are really helping me, the men or the women. Y'all ain't helping me. I'm a woman. And if y'all talking about all these women's rights, where are my rights? Period. Where are any of my rights? As a black person, that's what she was really saying. They flipped that for their narrative. That's what the Ain't I a Woman speech was about. It was really about race. Do you think Sojourner Truth gave a damn about some gender back then? She in slavery and black men are in slavery. You think she gave a damn about somebody's gender? The speech was about race. But they flipped it, and that's what the white supremacists do. They always flip it. This woman was enslaved with black men. We both in plantations. So she was telling, it was really directed at them white feminists, like, hey, I'm a woman, ain't I a woman? How come y'all ain't treat me the same? Y'all ain't treat me the same as you. I'm a woman. All this is supposed to be about women and women's rights. I'm a woman, where are my rights? And she was like, y'all bitches, that's who I'm talking to. This ain't about no gender. And even in the speech, when you read it, it's like, wall chillin', wall down, is so much racket, there must be some out the door. I think that twixt the niggas, the South, the women's be up in the North. So they wrote her speech with all this plantation talk. I's got to go to the store. I can't till the cotton. The thing is, Sojourner Truth didn't talk like that. Sojourner Truth didn't talk like that. Sojourner Truth was from the North. Understand, there was slavery in the North. We forget about that. Sojourner Truth was from the North. She wasn't from the South, so she wouldn't talk like that. She was like from somewhere upstate New York. Not only did she not talk about that, not only was she from the North, the woman spoke Dutch until she was like, 9 or 10 years old. Where the fuck would she talk like, I so tired, I got to go to Selma, I spent blood in Selma. They got her talking like John Lewis. Sojourner Truth was fluent in Dutch. She lived in the North, so she wouldn't even talk like that. She didn't talk like that. Yeah, she spoke Dutch until she was like 9 or 10 years old, and then she learned English from people in the North. They always got to do that with us. It got us talking slavery and crazy. Got her talking plantation babble. Got to sound like Jesse Lee Peterson. I sure find some troubles. The troubles is all up in here down in the South, and I feels it on the plantation. Stop. Please. Yeah, she knew how to read. She wouldn't talk like that. This woman knew how to read. She was literate. She knew how to read. She was literate. She knew how to read. She spoke Dutch until she was like 8 or 9 years old. She lived in the North. There's no way she would have talked like that. Lord Jesus, have mercy. Lord, I's gonna fix some grits and some Harmony biscuits while I looks at the women's being treated better than me. Lord. Man. Lord. But again, that shows the racism of those white goddamn feminists. That's how racist they were back then. They had to make her sound inferior to them, because understand, we have to understand, during slavery, even though it was illegal for many of us to read, we still made a way. Understand, there was a lot of white people who were illiterate back then. A lot of white immigrants coming over, they were illiterate, they couldn't read, they couldn't write, so they would talk that dumb shit. That's how a lot of them were talking. That's why a lot of Africans who came over, they learned how to talk like that through dumbass white supremacists. Where you think we learn all that? Lord, I was going to go to the store. We learned it from dumbass white supremacists. That's not our mother tongue. You go to Africa, you hear beautiful languages, beautiful voice inflections, elaborate languages. Do you understand? We learn how to talk through trailer trash, hillbilly, backwood white supremacists. That's how we learned to talk, because we couldn't see the words ourselves because it was illegal for us to read, so we had to learn the shit phonetically through some goddamn mayonnaise militia. That's how we learned how to talk, through their dumbasses. And some of them still talk like that. You go down somewhere in the South and have a conversation with the mayonnaise militia. But they don't never write it out. They don't never have them talking that, oh, Lord, I was going to go. Because they be talking just like that, especially down in Louisiana. You hear some people, some of those Cajun backwoods dudes, y'all gonna get there, gonna make me some etouffee. We were down there, they were talking all that shit. You dig? So yeah, they speak fluent mayonnaise. You dig? So they try to call it Ebonics. Ebonics my ass. That's the mayonnaise tongue. Niggas speak mayonnaise. Yeah. Man, but yeah, we made a way. Look, after slavery, when black people, started getting schools organized, black people, we cut our illiteracy rate, by over half. Black people were learning at a high rate. We cut our illiteracy rate higher than white immigrants. White immigrants didn't even cut their illiteracy rate the way black people did. Black people, after slavery, we were up and running. That's what the white supremacists said. Oh, wait a minute now. These niggas, wait a minute. These niggas are learning all these languages. These niggas are going to school. These niggas, and we opening up businesses. Because we had all the skills. We working for 200 fucking years for free. We got all the skills. So now, okay, we free? Okay, you ain't gonna give us our 40 acres and a mule? All right, that's cool. Well, I'm gonna just give me a couple of logs and I'll build a little business here and come holler at me. We started stacking our paper up, cutting our literacy rate. They were like, oh, come on over here, white immigrants. They opened up them gates. We need some more immigrants over here. Come on, shit. They start flooding in them immigrants for the sole purpose of undergirding us. That's why they brought them over here. They needed them to undermine us. And when those white immigrants came over from Europe, they started putting them in all these unions to unionize jobs and positions that cut us off. You dig? See, the thing is with us, this is what's so phenomenal about us. Even every time they try to cut us off on one avenue, we miraculously find a way to flip it and finesse it and make it fly. And that's the thing they hate. Nobody has done the shit we've done. We find a way to make it fly and flip it and finesse it, then they got to cut it off again. Let's go back to the Reconstruction era. Do you know the concept of tipping came from slavery and black people? Do y'all know that? The concept of working for tips came from them not wanting to pay black people. After slavery, a lot of business owners, they needed employees, but they like slavery. They like niggas, people working for free. So they were like, okay, how can we have people work for free? And we make our money, but we ain't got to pay the employees. Okay, this is what we'll do. We get some niggas to work, and you niggas work off tips. We're not gonna pay you, but we'll let you work off tips. The customers will pay you. There was a big backlash for that. There was a huge backlash behind. There was an anti-tipping movement. That's why it's funny when people talk about black folks don't tip. The whole tipping thing started with black folks because they didn't want to fucking pay us. But there was a whole movement where the customers, especially on railroads and trains, the customers had to pay the employees. So, they made a big stink about it. They made a big fuss about it. But eventually, the black employees, they finessed it. They worked it. And after a while, some of the the most financially stable people in this country were train porters. Those train porters learned how to finesse that. They're like, okay, if I'm working for free, I'm going to work off tips. I'm going to be immaculate. My clothes are going to be clean. I'm going to give great service. I'm going to finesse the game. I'm going to be ear hustling. I'm going to be listening to what's going on. Yes, sir. No, sir. I'm going to be real fly with my shit. And I'm going to hustle this thing and finesse it. And brothers were finessing that porter game. We're talking about porters the other day. They were finessing that thing. And them black porters were making a grip. Them black porters, y'all don't understand how paid them brothers were. Them brothers were paid, man. Them brothers were paid because now they're like, okay, well, we're working on tips. We'll do our thing. We're going to give you great service. And also they were ear hustling. So they're around all these white people because only white people could ride some of these expensive trains. So they're listening to stock market tips. They're listening to investment tips. They're listening to real estate game. So they're ear hustling, keeping their mouths shut and ear hustling. And they would get that information and use it. Look, such and such, they're going to be selling real estate over here. Let's get us some now. They're going to be selling land over here. Let's get us some of that land over here because it's going to start growing pretty soon. So they knew all the game. That's why Malcolm X was a porter. John Henry Clark was a porter. J.A. Rogers was a porter. Red Fox was a porter. A lot of thorough black folks were porters. They learned a lot of game from that. You dig? Yeah, they brought it back to the community. Exactly. Because a lot of those porters, even going to fast forwarding to the civil rights movement, a lot of those porters helped a lot of people in the civil rights movement get financial stability. You dig? Yeah, J.A. Rogers was a porter. Yes, he was. So we got to understand, man, we always learn how to flip stuff. When they try to cut something off, we take it and we flip it and we make it fly. Just like with the music. Hip-hop, and we talk about this in Hidden Colors 5, how hip-hop was born out of deprivation. And I always talk about the Bronx, New York. In the 1970s, there was white flight. A lot of the white tax base left New York and left all of these inner cities. And the Bronx, New York was particularly hit hard because those white landlords would bomb the buildings and blow the buildings up for the insurance money. So it would look like a war zone in New York. So nobody wanted to invest in New York. And they always blame it on us. They always blame it on black folks. All the degradation, they somehow blame it. It was them white apartment building owners torching the buildings, and it was black folks' fault for doing it. So, but they were taking the stock of the city down by doing all that. Nobody really wanted to invest in the Bronx. Nobody wanted to invest in it. There were no resources in it. People just kind of left it what it was. Slumlords, you dig? So people didn't have money for music instruments in school. People were struggling. There was no tax base. There was no money. So people were struggling. So you're like, well, fuck it. Let's get these turntables. Let's go to the park. And in New York, a park is really a slab of concrete with a basketball goal. When we think of park, usually we think of a picnic table and a field and trees. No, in New York, there's parks on every other block in New York. And the park is basically a space with cement and sometimes a basketball goal, and that's the park. Got it? So niggas would plug that shit up, and get the party started. Get it popping. And they created a whole culture out of that. They created a culture out of that. And a $1 billion culture. You dig? Yeah, look, little kids flipping on mattresses and empty lots, yeah. Yeah, Italians were not considered white until the 1950s. Yeah, Italians were not considered white at all. Italians were not considered white. You dig? What's up, E. Neal? Shout out from Compton. Shout out. What's going on in Compton? Yeah, tipping was undemocratic. There was a whole backlash based on tipping. There was a whole big backlash based on that. I don't know. Somebody sent me this shirt a while back. I forgot the brother who sent it, but I love this shirt. But when I put this shirt on, I forget that I have it on, and I get a lot of real weird stares. You dig? I talked about Bush earlier. I talked about the Willie Horton thing. So I touched on Bush earlier. You got to listen back to the playback. Yeah, hip hop inspired a whole bunch of other music. You dig? Is that's how crumping came about? Well, you know, dance moves come about different ways. You dig? No, really, the whole country. There was a whole like a protest thing. I think people were kind of protesting the train lines because trains, that was really the main form of transportation back then. You know, everybody, in order to get around, because everybody didn't have no car. It was, you know, there were no cars like that. Cars didn't come around really in large numbers until, you know, after 1915, shit like that. So everybody had to get around through train. That was the main mode of transportation, the trains. So, you know, there was a backlash, you know, with tipping. What's up, Curtis? They help you out? They help you out how? What are you talking about? They help you out how? Oh yeah, American tipping is rooted in slavery. Yeah, a lot of us don't know this stuff. A lot of us don't know this stuff. Isaac Wright Jr., that name sounds familiar. Say hip hop saved rock music. Hip hop actually buried rock music to a certain degree. The only rock cats you see are the old acts, you know. Normally, all the rock acts that you see touring are the rock acts who came out before 1990. You know, REO Speedwagon, some of the 80s hair bands, you know, the Rolling Stones, you know, but rock, name a rock group that started popping off after 1991. Now, some people might point to an alternative group, but hip hop killed rock. You know why? Hip hop killed rock in 1991. Yeah, if you hear a rock act now, they're rapping. It's a rock act that's rapping. If you see a rock act now, it's really a rap. They're rapping with rock guitars in the back. It's grunge. But Linkin Park, don't they rap over rock, basically? Nirvana, that was kind of alternative grunge. You dig? Yeah. And Kid Rock, you know, he's rapping with his racist ass. But yeah, they're basically rapping. If you look at a rock group today, they're rapping or they're connected with a rapper. But rock got bodied. Led Zeppelin were around for a minute. But in 1991, that put the nail in the coffin for a lot of rock because of SoundScan. It was SoundScan that did it. In 1991, it was SoundScan. SoundScan was when, you know, they scan records to get an accurate accounting on how many records are sold. Before SoundScan, record labels would have to call up record stores and the record stores would tell them what records are selling. So that was based on the word of a record owner who could have been in the pocket of a record label. So that's what happened a lot. A lot of times they would under promote or under-report certain records and over-report other ones. So when they talk to Billboard, they wouldn't tell Billboard how many rap records sold, but they'll say Bon Jovi sold 8,000 copies this week. So they would do little stuff like that. It would be at the discretion of the record store owner. And a lot of times he was in the pockets of the labels, so he was going to big up whatever the labels paid him to big up. So it was a very faulty system. So what they did, they put the barcodes on all the records and CDs and tapes, and the Nielsen sound scan came through. And when they started doing sound scans in 1991, NWA's Niggas for Life album was the #1 rap record. And they were like, not the rap record, but it became the #1 album in the country. When they saw that, they were like, oh, this rap shit is selling way more than we knew. They found out there was proof that the rap records were selling way more than were being reported. They were underreporting these rap records, and they were selling with no radio play. That's when they changed the game. They were like, oh, hell no. These little records over here that cost a couple of grand to make are selling millions with no radio play? All right, come on, niggas. Let's start signing you. Shit, you think they weren't going to cash in on that? You did? Then all of a sudden you saw Too Short shooting up the charts. Now, around that time, you start seeing all these people going platinum. Now, understand, they had been going platinum before, but they would lie about the sales. They would lie about the sales, and they just wouldn't report it. You dig? That's the thing. Ice-T's records, remember all the Ice's shit went platinum or gold. 2 Live Crew, all these cats, they were making money hand over fist. You dig? But yeah, that sound scan, it really knocked rock down a few pegs. Because now you got an accurate reporting on the record sales. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And when black folks start doing numbers, motherfuckers want to know answers. When our album Mink Slide, when we came out with Egyptian Musk, I told you I got a call from Billboard. Billboard called me. They were like, "Hey, what label are you guys on?" They're like, "Yeah, you guys are gonna be on the charts this week. Who are you guys?" They were like, "Who the hell are you? How the hell y'all get on the charts? How y'all selling so many records?" And I explained, I'm like, "Yeah, we're a new group. Especially an R&B record. Yeah, our album debuted at number 12 on an R&B charts. We're like the only independent R&B group, and not even a rap group. A rap group is one thing, but an R&B group, an independent R&B group with no radio play. They're like, what the fuck? They wanted to know answers. Where y'all from? With no backing or nothing. Dude, I was getting all types of phone calls. They were like, well, hey, where the fuck are you guys from? What label are you on? Who's backing you guys? So we got to have confidence in ourselves. Yeah. R&B, and you're not Sam Smith? Are you produced by Bruno Mars? I mean, shit, who are you guys? A black R&B group? It's not Post Malone? Nothing to do with Post Malone? It is? But yeah, when you start, we can do stuff on our own, man. We can get shit popping on our own. We can get shit popping. And that was my challenge. That was I wanted, my goal was to get on Billboard. That's it. I've never been on Billboard. That was just something that was on my bucket list with the Mink slide thing. Yeah. I just looking at what they call R&B, I'm like, what is this? Okay, this ain't traditional R&B. And whenever you look at traditional R&B, it's the white artist that's doing it. And black artists are not really getting promoted, so black artists are trying to sing over trap beats. You dig? So I said, I'm gonna challenge myself. I wanna get on the Billboard charts with an R&B album, not only an R&B album, an old school 80s style traditional R&B album. That was the challenge. Because I could have done a rap record. I could have got some of my friends to rap. You can say anything on a rap record. Now, that's easy. You can get on a shitty trap beat and just mumble. And that's and get that shit on the chart. You can mumble on the record and get on. That's easy. You do a catchy mumble, and that shit'll get on the charts. You did? No, I wanted to do something that was challenging. I don't want to do an R&B record that's not in the current format. That's traditional, and get it on the charts. And that shit popped up on number 12. That shit even shocked me. I'm like, God damn. This is on Billboard. Our album, Egyptian Musk, that shit was on number 12 on Billboard. We were all on other charts. It was on different charts on Billboard. It's on the top-selling R&B album, the top-selling R&B rap category, the Heat Seekers category, the charts in the UK. It was number 1 on Google Play, the number 1 album on Google Play, the number 8 R&B album on iTunes. So we were all over the fucking charts with that shit. Yeah. You're an avid reader? Yeah. Curtis, nigga, hold on. Curtis, what are you asking me? You thirsty. Hold on, let me get Curtis. Curtis, call up. Let me get Curtis to call up. Don't nobody call up but Curtis Shaw. Curtis Shaw, let me have you call up. Curtis, the number is 810-850-5404. Curtis, are you going to call up or are you trolling? Curtis Shaw, are you going to call up or are you trolling? Where you at, Curtis? Curtis? Now this nigga's getting quiet. Curtis? He's trolling. The number's 818-850-5404, Curtis. That's the number. Curtis, call up, brother. Yeah, let's see what's going on with you. 818-850-5404. That's the number. Now, don't nobody call up but Curtis. Curtis, hold on. What area code you calling from, Curtis? Hello? Hello? Okay. Curtis, what area code you calling from? You've been on here campaigning very heavy. It's not busy, Curtis. Curtis, what area code you calling from? Let me know your area code. Just let me know your area code, Curtis. I'm gonna talk to you. I want to see what's going on with you, and if you need help, let's hear you out, brother. 334. Okay, call now, Curtis. The phone lines are wide open. Everybody's respecting the line, and they're letting you call up. Call up, Curtis. 850-5404. All right, I don't hear nothing from you, Curtis. I don't hear nothing. Where you at, Kurt? Where you at? Where you at, Kurt? Hold on. Let's see, I think this is you. Hello?
How you doing, Tariq Nasheed? It's Curtis from Selma, Alabama.
You from Selma. Okay, Curtis, what's on your mind, Curtis? What are you asking about, brother?
Well, I'm a cancer patient, and I'm in recession, and I'm on disability, and I'm broke, and I just need a little help. I'm just asking for a little help.
Brother, if you're a cancer patient, brother, there's some insurance and all that'll help you, brother. What's going you they're not gonna let nobody just suffer from cancer and not have no money, brother.
The money they give me, Tariq Nasheed, I had to go to appointments. I'm just broke. I get disability on the 3rd, but you know, with bills that goes is only $808. With bills that goes. I'm not asking for a lot, just anything. $30, $40 just to help me out.
$30, $40, brother. If you have cancer, you can get all types of money. If you can't work and brother.
I can't work, I'm on disability.
All right, then you should get money for that. You shouldn't have to call me.
I know on the 3rd, tomorrow. Disability in Alabama is $808.
Okay.
I have bills and stuff to pay. That's all I was saying. I'm not thirsty. I'm not begging. I'm just asking for a little help. That's all.
Bruh, what's your Facebook page? Don't say you ain't got one. Facebook don't say, see, that now this sounds like a finesse. This sounds
it's not a finesse because I don't have a Facebook page.
Yeah, because every time niggas be asking for money, I want to see the cancer, nigga. I want to see the cancer. I want to see you. And what's your Instagram? You ain't off social media.
I'm on Twitter, but I have your email. I will send you my information through your email.
I want to see the cancer, brother. I want to see the cancer. This sounds like a finesse. Show me the gold. I want to see the gold. I want to see the cancer. What kind of cancer you got?
Leukemia. I had leukemia. I'm in recession. That's what I'm saying.
So now you ain't even got it no more, nigga. So you can go work now.
Come on now. No, I'm not. Listen, when you are cleared from cancer, you have symptoms. I take 8 different medications every morning. I'm not finessing. I'm not begging. I'm not thirsty. All I'm asking for is a little help. I'm not asking to take care of me. I'm just asking for help. I get help. People help me. The Cancer Society helped me. But, from they help you once, and then they run out of money. That's what I've been told.
They don't run out of money, brother. They probably ain't giving you no more money because they like, okay, you healed and you're able to go out there and work, brother.
Not with. Okay. I'm not.
You're not what?
I just want to know one thing.
I'm not thirsty. All I'm saying, I'm not asking to take care of me. I'm just asking for a little help. That's all. And you want receipts? I will email you the receipts. I will email you my records and everything.
All right, bro. Curtis, email me, brother. Email me, brother. Email me, brother. We'll talk.
Wow.
Okay, nigga, just email me. Shit, what am I gonna say? Now this nigga, you niggas explaining about the cancer. I'm like, come on, it sounds like a finesse. I got cancer, man. I'm on disability. All right, where's your Facebook? I ain't got no Facebook page. Well, what kind of cancer you got? I got leukemia. But I don't have it no more. I ain't got leukemia no more, but I'm broke. Brother, this sounds like a finesse. Brother, this sounds like a finesse. Don't sit up and say you got something. I'm like, okay, let me see a picture. This nigga probably, you go to his Facebook page, that nigga on a boat holding a money phone and shit. Probably a big fat nigga on the phone with his resting his hand on his belly and shit. Fat than a motherfucker. Ain't no chemotherapy nowhere. Fat than a motherfucker with the money phone. Because people do that shit. I've had people, Tariq, man, I got kids. Lord, we supposed to get evicted. Lord Jesus, help me. I just need help. Just anything you can get me. Then I go to the Facebook page, the chick on there with Birkin bags and Gucci, talking about, you know, all y'all hating hoes, look at the glow up. I'm like, why are you asking for money? Dude, people be trying to finesse, man. People be trying to finesse. You dig? I want to get some information about dude. I give him $40 if he, you know. But no, don't motherfuckers be finessing. Well, y'all, if you send him some money, oh man, you send him some money. You give him some money. Give him some money then. Hold on. Curtis, give your Cash App. Hold on. Let me take this off. Give your Cash App out, Curtis. And let them give you some money. Shit. He only wanted like that at $40. Hook him up. Oh, that's cold. Ooh, that mean. Well, nigga, you got $40. Give it to him. If y'all believe his story, I just want to see some more receipts. Because I get this all the time. People be asking for money. I'm like, it's always one who got some kind of terminal illness. They be saying the same shit. I get this all the time. Somebody got some kind of illness. They never have a Facebook page. You can't never see them. They get some kind of disease and they ain't got no social media. Hey, man, Tariq, what's going on, man? I got leprosy, dog. Man, my finger done fell off, dude. I need about $800 of them for surgery. I said, brother, what's your Facebook page? Man, I would get a Facebook page, but I lost my fingers. I don't even know. I can't even punch the keyboard pads on the iPhone, bro. I ain't got it, dude. I just need that money. All right, dude, you ain't got no Twitter, no Instagram, or nothing. Man, what happened was, man, when I was getting chemotherapy, I had the phone with me, and then the phone got blew up in the chemo machine. So, man, I tried to get an Obama phone, but I can't download Twitter on there, man. I just need that $800, dog. Let them finesse y'all. Let them finesse you. Niggas be finessing, man. People, man, they be finessing. Motherfuckers be finessing. And if the state ain't giving you money, that means that they're looking at you like, okay, you straight. You good enough to get up and go ahead and get your paper. You cool. You can get up and go get your little money on. Yeah. Niggas be calling me up with diseases that ain't even out no more. Hey, Tariq. Hello. Hey, Tariq. You can always tell it's going to be some bullshit. When motherfucker call me Tariq, you know it's always some bullshit. That's the universal, can you give me something? Let me hold something. When somebody say Tariq. Hey, this Tariq. Hey, man. Hey, Tariq. I love you, man. Listen, Tariq. I got polio, dude. Yeah, my legs are locked up on me. Yeah, man, I can't walk to work. I can't do nothing, man. Look here, man, I need $14,000, please, brother. I just need it to get myself together. Okay, damn. Come on, dude. Please. No. What's up, Carol Fuller? You want to be in our video? What you look like? I don't know what you look like if you want to be in our video. Man, niggas ain't gonna finesse. Niggas be giving me that sad story and get that money. Because I got friends personally who do shit like that. That's why I know. I got people who personally, and strangers, who try to pull that. And niggas get that money, and all of a sudden, that nigga's up at a strip club with an IV in his arm. Tricking that little $40 off. Oh, Lord. Let me move the IV so I can smack her ass. You know. So niggas, you be finessing. Niggas be finessing. Yeah, I talked about Deontay. I talked about that earlier. You dig? You got the flu. Man, he got gonorrhea. That my man got gonorrhea. Nigga call up like, you know.
Tell him take the HIV test. Tell him take the STD test. Tell him take the fucking gonorrhea test. Tell him take all of that.
Lord. Anyway, man, let me get out of here. I've been on here with y'all asses for damn near 3 hours. I've been rocking with y'all for 3 hours. You dig? All right, we still strong. Y'all holding out strong. But look, go to minkslide.com to come join us down in Atlanta. In a couple of weeks, man, it's gonna be popping. It's going to be popping down there in Atlanta with me and my wonderful band. My band is so tight. If y'all want to hear some real funk music, me, the APX, our group, we're going to be out there funking out. Come on down to the Center Stage Theater, December 22nd. That's a Saturday, 7 p.m. in Atlanta, Center Stage Theater. We're going to be rocking it. We're going to have a great time. The tickets are very reasonable. Come on out, bring the family. Go to minkslide.com to get your tickets to join us. If you're in Texas, come on through. You're in Memphis, drive on over. You're in Alabama, drive on over. You're in Florida, fly on up. You're in New York, fly on down. But come on down to the Mink Slide concert featuring the APX and enjoy yourself. We're going to have us a party that night, a holiday party. You dig? We're going to get it popping. All right? And also, go to hiddencolorsfilm.com to get Hidden Colors 1 through 4. The North Sentinel Island shirts will be coming this week. They're going to be on sale this week. We got some Christmas shirts, some holiday shirts, some holiday sweaters for you guys. The North Sentinel Island shirts are popping. Got it? So y'all get those shirts when they come out this week. I'm going to holla. You guys be good.